who wants to take over our notes today? And it looks like you're swap spots with with Mike because you're on the other account. That's funny.
Do what?
The naming thing, it swapped places, so it's different on my end.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm on top. Yay!
You're on top.
Woohoo! Sorry, the PC build chaos is still all over the room here.
It's all good.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, there we are. Waffle House to Montana.
Montana.
Went and spoke with Brienne, who eventually introduced herself officially as Emily, with an I at the end.
Yes, very important.
New gig in Helena, Montana, with the LCSO, Lewis and Clark Sheriff's Office. Deputy Fred Jacobs recently passed away from absurd levels of heavy metal poisoning, cadmium, arsenic, and zinc in toxic shock. But the metal levels should have taken months to accumulate, but they started quickly and he died 6 days ago. No known accidents. Wife, Christina, not sick. Still around, I guess is what I wrote there. 7 months pregnant. We are going in with some fake badges for the FBI Critical Incident Response Team. But they're flashy badges, not big boy badges.
Mm-hmm.
Forward about a green box outside that we were warned we needed a metal detector for. Flight at 9 a.m. the next day, arrived in Helena at 3 p.m. Went to Walmart, got some outdoors equipment, camping gear, backpacks, shovels, lights, metal detector.
Okay.
Went to the green box, which turned out to be a large underground bomb shelter sort of deal. Got lots of explosives, tape about Star People from the 80s, and a tape deck with a bad battery. Sawzall with blades. Sandstone that had organic material stuck on it. And a dog key stuck to that from World War II era. Zach, I forget now. We discussed afterwards. Was it Eldridge? Apparently, I didn't update my notes.
Yes.
And did Nolan know the right order to read that? Would that be Jonathan Matthew Eldridge?
Oh, the name. You know what? It's not Eldridge.
I didn't think we could make out the whole name.
Yeah, I did say it was Eldridge, but it's not Eldridge.
Oh,
okay.
You'll understand why I made that mistake later.
Okay. Is that because it's Etheridge?
You'll see, and be like, oh, okay, Zach. But yeah,
okay.
Nathan Matthew, definitely a last name.
Wait, Nathan? I thought it was Jonathan.
I'm looking. Hang on. Yes, Jonathan Matthew, and then the last name's obviously first. And then
yeah, I was assuming it was last, first, middle.
Yeah, and then some kind of serial number.
Yeah.
But anyway, we the notes we had for that were to do some dog tag research.
Yeah. I remembered we had talked about the last name and I didn't write it down, but obviously it's irrelevant now, so that's the only reason I was asking.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. And then the last thing I had was our to-do list was carbon dating on the sandstone dog tag research, and a conversation before bed about whether or not we were going to listen to that tape.
Sounds good. Yeah, and
individually as a group, etc., etc., etc.
Okay. You guys decided to go. We went all the way to fucking the inn, right? Just zoomed up there to the inn. Got a double room attached, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we start there, we'll do one of our little intro scenes again. You as players see to you as players, a familiar sight. The darkened figure watching the screen, static playing across it. Some kind of damp room or something like that. Figure gets up. You can see that it's damp enough to where like the floor is reflecting the static picture of the TV. So it's pretty dark too. And in this dark, damp room, we see this silhouette of this figure kind of stand up, walk towards the TV a little bit, and like cut off scene. Our vision pans towards it, and you see a ton of like wires of different varying sizes that jet out of the back of that TV and kind of run along the floor in the water, and then go up the wall and through this like hastily carved out hole through the wall. We follow the figure as he walks through a doorway, and we see the cables on the left as well that kind of go into the next room as he does. We see his feet stamping through the damp water, following the cables as he's walking along. Our vision following the cables goes up and up, and we see they go up the stone column, and around this stone column are like stone slabs. Think sacrificial altar or a Stone Age gurney, something like that. We see these cables attached to this stone pillar, one by one, go out to these different slabs. On one of these slabs, we see a naked body. We go up the body, we can tell it's a female. Blue hair, Asian descent, and a smile on her face. We have these cables that come up the back of the slab by the head and disappear where we can't see how they're connecting or if they're connected to this person. And we see a couple other bodies laying on stone slabs as well, all with like a sardonic smile on their face. And then we'll cut to our players at the hotel.
Huh.
I vote no on the cassette player.
We're still voting to listen to it? I vote yeah.
For Chad's purposes, I don't recall exactly or specifically what all did we or didn't we know. I think you guys had heard it and had told us, briefly about the visions, and that would be where we'd be tied in theoretically, as far as that name ringing a bell.
The reverb visions?
Yeah,
Yeah, we pretty in detail as best we could told you all about it.
I was trying to remember if that was the only place I think, right,
I think so.
where it came from.
Yes.
Okay.
Talking about the slabs and stuff, or what?
Well, no, the Star People.
Yes. Again, yes. Yep.
Okay.
We didn't give details on it either, because when we were describing the visions, or I know when I was describing it, it's very hard to describe them because they're so abstract and I mean, can't
That's all
really.
I'm trying to
There's no
remember.
words for it.
Philip and David were outside the windows, and they would have heard this because everyone in the whole club stopped, looked up, and was saying it.
That's right.
Yeah,
They talked
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
I just meant the
Yeah.
divisions in general. But yeah, you're right. The Star People was said out loud, so
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. I mean, can't say that I'm excited to find out more about this specifically, but I can't help but think that we'd be better off being equipped with as much knowledge as possible, considering that we're now halfway across the country and these same people have cropped up in our in our radar, for lack of a better term.
I would rather never have heard about Star People in the first place. But here we are, so
Right. Yeah, that would be okay. You were saying?
I'm thinking maybe not everybody listened to it at once.
It's not necessarily a bad precaution.
we can do that. I don't think we have any reason to think that this thing's gonna do anything to us. I mean, reverb itself isn't even contagious, and all those effects. You have to take it. I don't think we've. I don't know. If someone else wants to do it, I'll give up first listen, or I can do it on my own, or I can do it with you, Remy. I mean, whatever y'all want to do.
Well,
I really don't think this is dangerous.
If David's uncomfortable doing it, he can.
Or yeah,
you know,
or you,
sure.
I hold in my little earbuds.
All right.
so we're all three of us, and then David's gonna just noise cancel his way to happiness.
Ignorance is bliss.
I guess so.
So you guys,
I'm,
good?
I'm following their code. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's still nighttime, right?
Yeah, I'd say it's early
Yeah.
evening.
All right, let's do this. I don't want to do this
Yeah,
at like
I think
the
we started
witching
just,
hour.
getting some fast food on the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be like early evening.
Yeah, I'd rather. Yeah, let's. If we're gonna do this, we need time to talk about it. I don't want it to be 3 a.m. and end up, summoning Bloody Mary by listening to it. If any of that shit actually does happen, so let's do it.
Cool.
I put earbuds in and turn on Critical Role.
Okay, Critical Role turns on. The voice sounds weird at first. It's like everybody's been slowed down, but then the live stream catches up. They're normal again. Plug in the adapter. Rewind the tape. Hit play. The tape is a early 1980s-ish recording of what looks to be some kind of obviously unidentified Cree man, which is Indian, talking about and then singing a Star People song.
A what man?
Cree, C-R-E-E.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. And that's just Zach's knowledge. I believe that's Indian nation in that area, but I could be wrong.
Definitely an Indian nation. I
Yeah.
don't know if they're in Montana.
Yeah. That's how he looks anyways. He says the song is meant to be sung to the Matusian Asunik, the Sweat Lodge rocks, the Pallades, and he goes on a bunch of weird names. He says the Cree people came down to Earth from that special lodge as spirits and then took human form. And sometimes these star people come down to share wisdom or to take people with them to the stars. He says, sing it someplace high up. Sing the song someplace high up. The Ghost Mountain might be best. You can hear someone pressing him for more information. He dismissively says that the star people can't be described. And some legends say that they look like stars when they come down to visit. He says, the star people are great people. They haven't been on Earth a long time like my people, talking about the Kree. Who knows what shape they'll take? And then the tape goes to static as it ends.
Does that remind us of a certain interaction that Nolan and I had?
Talking about your backstories?
No. Our altercation with the arachnid galaxy that attacked us.
If it connects to Philip and Nolan, if that's what you think, then yeah.
Well, I'm trying to remember like exactly what his non-normal. I remember that it was insectoid arachnidy, multi-limbed. I was trying to remember what the like dark.
Yeah, it looked more like mirrors. And if the
mirrors,
not mirrors
like...
to somewhere else,
Okay.
Not like the galaxy and stars, and also like this thing came from a dresser, not the sky.
I mean, you never. I don't know where he came from
there are
before
weirder
that.
things.
I don't know where he came from before that. Okay, I couldn't remember the description of the like skin, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Okay, so no immediate connection there.
Probably not, but connection is
maybe mirrors. I don't
maybe connected, maybe related. It's definitely fucked up, but
of course, yeah. But he didn't look like space. He didn't look like a galaxy or anything. In my head, that's what I was remembering.
Yeah.
But obviously, I was wrong. That's why I was asking. Well, that's interesting.
Reach over and smack David on the shoulder. We're still alive.
Are you sure?
Yep, positive.
As sure as I can be. It's just an interview. It's not a ritual or anything.
And there's nothing. I mean, that to me, from what I'm remembering, that doesn't. I don't think I've gained any knowledge from that. That doesn't trigger anything that I'm just forgetting that Nolan experienced during a vision. There's nothing new from that because nothing really sounds new.
No.
I wish I better remembered the context of when they said star people.
Remy, one thing did stand out to you when he was talking about seeing it someplace high up. The Ghost Mountain might be the best. That rings a bell for you, according to your anthropology stat. The only thing in the area that you would assume that this is, and it actually is an alternate name for, is the Devil's Tower in Wyoming. It's probably a few hundred kilometers from here, sometimes called Ghost Mountain in Lakota and Cree stories.
Well, we may have to make a trip to Wyoming if we need to do anything. with this. That's the only tie that I can tell from here.
Wait, Wyoming? I thought you said
So-
it was close by.
He said a couple 100 kilometers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I heard meters, I think. So.
Yeah.
Kilometers.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We may need to think about doing that. If it turns out we need to go there, we should probably put that on like the latter half of our vacation here.
Yeah.
That's not a quick trip, but I don't know if it turns out that we maybe don't need all of us here. If you felt up to making the trip, you could. I mean, you're smarter than me. You could go there. I mean, you and David could go. You could go alone. We could figure that out. We may be able to divide and conquer. I think we need to get a better lay of how this place is going to be first and see what's going on tomorrow. But
No, I totally agree. Maybe figure out an action plan and see if we can divide and conquer.
Well, depending on what we got going on, if nothing else, it could be a visit before we take off.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem pressing at the moment.
No, but it could lead to any unanswered questions we may have.
Well, sure. But at the moment, there's no.
No, there's no indication that we need to go there right this second.
I think what we need to decide right now, though, is who we're going to go bullshit or intimidate or kill and hide the body tomorrow. We've got to convince those EPA jerk-offs that we either need to convince them that we're here for a legitimate reason and they report to us even though they won't, or get them to fuck off somewhere and waste their time.
I feel like I mean, I'm pretty good at bluffing, but there's too many of us and too many of them for any cover story to last very long. So I think our best bet is either planting something for them to go investigate or planting a seed for them to go, a wild goose chase for them to go on. I don't see. I mean, I think bluffs will get us in places, but we need these guys elsewhere.
We could, though. We do have explosives now.
We do.
We could find. There's got to be something it would be kind of disruptive to people, but honestly, I don't really give a shit. I mean, we could find like a gas main and fuck with it, or causing explosions, or even just an explosion. I'm worried that I don't know what the EPA would cause them to like take notice, like a team they have here, like just a general explosion. If someone hears it, all they're gonna do is call the cops, and maybe the cops show up or a fire truck if something's on
Right.
fire. So how do we
And-
get them to either how do we actually blow something up or make something leak that they care about?
Oil.
Okay, I'm listening. Big
I
fire. I
feel
love it.
Oil is the most invasive and hard to control on anyone's end. So
And you think they would respond to that? Like you think they would care
potentially,
rather?
if it was big enough.
Oh, we can make it big enough. Do we see oil derricks here? I don't think that happens in Montana. I'm just asking.
No, probably not.
As far as I know, no, and also Googling, no, but there's a hell of a lot of auto parts places you could raid for oil.
Automotive
It's true.
oil.
Yeah.
I was hoping.
So, I
I was
mean,
hoping there's
Yeah,
something.
oil was the first thing that popped in my head because it's the most invasive,
I mean, so
the hardest to clean up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Sure.
pollution of any kind
Right.
Mhm.
is in their, that's their stuff, right? Air, water, waste, chemicals, any of that, anything potentially criminal, that gets more hickledy-pickledy. So, I mean, at the risk of it being a bad idea, we could cause a event to occur, a spill, a waste
That's what I'm talking about. But what do we get though?
situation.
That's what I want to
I
do.
don't, I don't, I'm not saying collect oil. I'm saying go blow something up so they have something to clean up.
No, exactly. No, that was my first idea.
Okay.
Find something and blow it the fuck up. The problem
That's
is, I
basically
don't know what's here
gather or get oil.
because I don't. The only idea I had immediately was a residential gas line, but I don't think that's guaranteed to get them. I don't
No.
think.
No.
I don't think that
I
there's
think
enough.
I think we have to. I think our best bet for this to be something that.
Blow up a sewage plant.
Well, so here's the thing, right? If there's
Domestic terrorism.
Yeah.
right, if there's an incident, they're gonna send probably another incident team.
Yeah.
You know, these guys may not even be in that division.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, there's a EPA
Sending out.
there's an EPA agency right downtown Helena, so I'm sure they'll have more than whoever's on the task here.
Zach, I have a question.
Sure.
Sorry, I'm gonna derail for 2 seconds. Would I know any sort of mineral composites of the mountain, of the devil's whatever?
Oh, of specifically that?
Yeah, like would it be something where like maybe he went there and something happened and you know what I mean?
I'm going to say, without looking anything up, I'm going to say 99% chance no, because it's an actual national park place where people can go
Yeah.
hike and shit.
Yeah. Okay.
So if that were the case and you could just go there and chunk off a piece, it wouldn't be accessible to the public.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Sorry,
Mhm.
back on track.
So, I think the thing that's gonna, if we want these guys away from
Mhm.
the body that we need to investigate,
Mhm.
we have to ensure that that team goes and looks at whatever we're dealing with. So it needs to be something, they are here on retainer with the FBI to assist in potentially hazardous materials involved with John Doe. So if we, again, a real or planted or whatever lead that's something they need to go investigate, I think is the most realistic way to ensure that that team goes and that they're there for longer than 30 minutes.
Well, if we're talking about something specific, if you're saying we have to mimic what they're looking at now, we have to find a way to cause heavy metal poisoning, like in the water system, maybe. But then we run the chance of actually killing people, which that's what we want to do. That's fine.
Well, so if and that's what I mean. If we can plant enough evidence to keep a wild goose chase going, right? If we can, and we can use resources and assets, probably ones available to potentially several of us, to find a plausible source and or possible patsy. If we can find some local domestic terrorist to pin this on and either plant enough evidence or spoof up something that leads them a hop, skip, and a jump after that scenario as something that might have caused this, right? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be hard to find an actual. Like I get what you're saying in the general sense. I think it would be hard to find an actual criminal anything to pin this on. But what we could do, it just do everything you said other than having the body. There is one thing I just thought of. I don't know that it would cause them to react because I don't think, out of character, Mike talking, I don't think Nolan would have any fucking clue. But since there is this military base here, it'd be hand wavy, so I guess it's going to be up to Zach. But they do chemical warfare training at bases that are not urban, because if something does go wrong, they don't want to, make 3,000 people sick. So,
Yeah.
would it be possible for, and out of character again, would it be possible for Nolan to try and pull some strings and to get one of those exercises set up? I'm not asking to ask someone to sabotage it for us. Maybe, we have to do that ourselves. But the people. I don't know anyone here specifically. It would be a callback to Washington or whatever imaginary place you want to hand wave. But would it be possible for me to try to get one of those set up so we at least have a target? Because it wouldn't be heavy metals.
And have
the most we would get.
Yeah.
The best we could do. The only thing I know for sure, like in real life, they would do would be like a nerve gas attack, but they don't have anything real there. They're not going to take the chance on it not being contained.
Yeah,
it could be CS gas.
You can't. They don't test that shit out in the open because of reasons. And if I mean, it would.
Well, yeah, it would be fake. The best we could do is to get them to do like a mock, and then it would just be a bunch of CS gas. And I don't think the EPA. We could even try to make that look like something legitimate, but I don't know if they would respond to it or not. And it's only going to be in the air for 20 or 30 minutes.
So those kind of things are going to be protected too. Like if that's being done, the EPA should never know about it.
Nolan, do you think that if I can handle the digital side of it, could you handle the physical side of trying to,
blow shit up?
Along the line of military base, if we, come in and tell them we got a tip that someone, has been, selling something that the military has at this base that's a hazardous material, on the black market, so to speak. Maybe it's something we could tie them up in bureaucracy where they're asking to look for it. Somebody doesn't know what the hell's going on.
So what are you asking me to do? Like to try and get onto the base and talk to someone? Or actually
I was thinking more if you could just help me figure out the plausible scenario and if necessary plant something.
I think
I
that's
don't know,
gonna
again, something that would get these guys.
I think the issue is even your idea probably would it would be easier to implement than what I was suggesting, but I think we're still going to run into the same problem that a base. The only place, and I'm just going to talk.
My thought here being it would be a criminal investigative sort of, tie directly into these guys. Like, hey, we got a tip that maybe this heavy metal poisoning came from Joe, private first class Joe Blow, who's selling, bleh.
I guess my point is I don't know what would be on a base though. Like the stockpiles of that, I don't know. We could try it though. I mean, I think that's a good idea. We could try it. The problem is it's still going to be the actual really poisonous stuff. If the EPA, it would be a bluff, right? It would depend on the EPA guy or the person you talk to not knowing that a base here wouldn't have that. Like that stuff exists.
So I'm gonna ask something. I'm gonna say something. And I'm gonna ask something. Okay. First thing I'm gonna say is, is that keeping a low profile? Second thing I'm asking. Second thing I'm gonna say or ask is, from listening to you, what's the difference between just going to the EPA agent and trying to bluff them, and doing this and trying to bluff them? Because either way is gonna buy you time.
My thought being, if we have laid the ground for this bad actor from the local military base, it potentially gets these guys in a multi-day wild goose chase.
Okay.
Versus just saying, oh my God, there's a chemical spill. And 30 minutes later, they're like, what the fuck were you talking about? There's nothing there.
Yeah, and you got to remember too, like they're professionals. So like if you do something, they're probably going to be able to recognize how long it's been there, depending on the type of thing it is.
Well, that's why I'm trying to see if there's a way. I'm not necessarily saying like plant heavy metals.
Yeah.
I'm saying like plant enough evidence to get these guys trying to find this bad actor, whether we pin it on somebody or we make somebody up, or
We
Mhm.
actually, what we could do, if
I don't know.
I could try to make calls and see if we can get someone to change records and falsify and just make shit up. I mean, that we could maybe do that, and that would give you a leverage to go on your side and tell them. I mean, it doesn't matter that the base or someone never had it. I can try and see if we can get someone to make it look like they did, like 800 pounds of what the fuck ever, and now it's gone. And then you can take that and run it up
Mhm.
through your bureaucracy chain and say, look, we heard about this. 800 pounds of this shit's gone. And yeah, they're gonna find out it's fake because if they dig deep enough, they'll see that,
yeah,
that
and
it
that's
was
why I'm
never
thinking
there.
like it's coming from a tip or something, right? It's
I mean,
just it's a
I
tip
think
that we've thrown enough shit out there to keep it going again for more than a quick, yeah, well, that was bullshit.
I think that
scenario.
could work, and I mean, and that's we're not actually doing it. To me, that is low profile, out of character. What we're just said then, but I guess
Yeah, we might be able to trump up some sort of chemical warfare shenanigans, but an informant or a tip calling in, that's where that to me is fairly low profile.
So what about this? I, David, is there something? Because I mean, I've been around guys, and I've seen some stuff that I wish I hadn't seen, but I
Well,
don't.
hold on. Well, sorry, continue. I had an idea. Keep going.
Oh, I was just gonna say if I could get David to run by what I'm gonna try, because what I want to try to do, and out of character for a second, Zach. What Nolan's gonna try to do is call people he knew. I'm gonna call it intelligence. I don't know what else to call it. My brain's not working.
Mhm.
Call people he used to know and see if he can get someone to falsify, like literally just computer records of stuff that is at this base in Helena. Make shit up. It's never been there, but say that they're 200 pounds of something and they're now gone. And then Philip can run with that, run on his end and plant the tip and try and go through the bureaucracy angle. But what I want to do with David is to make sure that, well, I guess you're not really an expert on everything chemical, but to make sure what I'm saying is A, real, and B, is realistic. Like, I don't want to be like, Captain Trips just escaped from the CDC and we're all dying of the super flu.
Unobtainium.
The what?
Unobtainium.
Right. So, I mean, actually, before we keep going, can Nolan do that? Can I call? Can I make a call?
It'll be hard, but yeah, we can definitely make a couple
Oh,
rolls.
I love hard. Let's do it.
So
So I want to hear
Um,
Chad's, and I want to say something too.
okay, we do have a recently mysteriously deceased military man that
British
we
from
might
World
be able
War
to.
II.
No. Recently deceased. Spider.
Oh, yeah.
So he might be able to be our mysterious military attached person.
Yeah, nobody knows
got-
he's dead.
Nobody knows he's dead. His body's gone. He was involved in selling things theoretically. He has that black ops background. Like,
And they couldn't trace him either because he went PMC.
yeah,
So his records aren't in his last like 5 or 10 years. The government's not been tracking him. He got kicked out.
You
He
guys
went back to
checked?
PMC.
Wasn't there?
So
yeah. So that's what I'm saying is maybe that's our suspect, right?
Yeah.
And then as far as things that might have gone missing, is it completely out of the realm of possibility that we're talking like they used uranium for rounds still, right? Is that a thing we still do, or is that an old thing?
it is.
I don't know that.
It's not. It's not.
It's depleted uranium.
Depleted
Yeah.
uranium rounds, right? Like that's a thing, right?
It is, but it's not going to be an environmental hazard, even
It
if like
wouldn't
thousands of them go
nothing in
missing.
relation to it would be.
Not really. It would be a national security hazard, but it wouldn't be an EPA hazard.
Well, I thought the depleted uranium was still like radioactive.
It's so slight. Like
It's
maybe
so small. Okay.
maybe they'd send an intern. I don't think. I can think the issue
Okay.
is if the EPA wasn't already here, I think they would come for that. But since they're already here on something bigger, I don't know if it
Mhm.
would shift their focus.
Yeah,
It's gotta
and
be
that's
something
totally
big.
fair.
Yeah,
Now,
cause
would
yep. Keep going.
No, I was gonna say, would it be something that like I would know, like what might tip off the EPA, like what
Well, to roll
compound of
I'm sorry. I'm trying to tie in what you're saying, Zach. I think you mentioned before that she or David knew that those metals were like related to batteries often or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, arsenic, mercury, aluminum, zinc, chromium, iron. Yeah, I think I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but yes, and batteries.
I have the three metals you said written down. It was cadmium, arsenic, and zinc.
Yeah.
I thought you had mentioned that it was.
I could be a real work geek right now.
Well, you don't need to be a real work geek, because what I was going to ask you is, I think what you are already doing, Remy, is you're searching for like what the EPA could be investigating in the area, or what would tip them off, like what would they go do? Is that?
Yeah. So, and I've actually got one that's work related at transmission sites. If you have a battery leakage, if you've got oil leakage from a transformer, the EPA can get involved because transformers have, almost 1,000 gallons of oil in them. It's mineral oil, but still, it's an EPA
Delicious.
hazard. And they have batteries in the storage houses, and those things they're massive. They've got, multiple 20 batteries in there
Okay.
for backup.
So
That sounds easier.
Is
all right.
I'm just saying.
All right.
Like,
Is-
work related, but hey, it's a thing.
so would Remy probably like
Add something to that.
would Remy probably like be like literally Google searching stuff in the area?
Probably.
Okay. That's all you needed.
So Spider was
So-
known for smuggling things, correct?
Yeah.
What if he was smuggling
let me
experimental batteries from the
talk.
U.S. military? And
So yeah, I'm thinking we've got a tip that Spider is in the area. He has a history of smuggling. Maybe we go to the extent of missing batteries either from the power grid or the military angle. What do you? I mean,
I think the power grid's probably. I think what we could do. I like that idea better. So I like Remy and David's idea mixed with yours. So I think we say that he's in the area. We can say he's smuggling whatever the fuck ever. We can make up a bunch of shit. But I guess to Remy, do you think it would be helpful to have a little bit of tangible proof they can see? Like, could we go to like a transformer site or to a pole even? Could we leave enough physical evidence to make them look at it? Or does that matter?
So that's where maybe we can do.
Can I try to talk now? Can I try?
Go,
Can I talk now?
Go, Zach.
Yeah. So I was trying to say back when Remy was doing her Google searching,
I'm
that
sorry. I thought you had said your piece.
The Oakland Pit is just on the southeast edge of Lewis and Clark County, a few kilometers away. It's shut down decades ago, but it used to be like a part of an old like Montana Mining Incorporation. Now they mine like minerals and stuff from the surface water through like water treatment plants and stuff like that. Not there, but elsewhere. The pit is it's huge. And you could quickly Google search this, and this is what you come across. So you're like, oh, well, who has heavy metals around here? What has heavy metals around here? It's the first thing that pops up. Got some water that has copper, cadmium, arsenic, sulfuric acid, about the same acidity as like lemon juice. There's like a scandal that happened a few years ago where some snow geese took shelter in the pit during a snowstorm, and they ended up all being like desiccated and stuff from sores from the inside out.
What's it?
Sores?
Source.
No,
Yeah.
some what?
Gooses. Geese?
Oh, okay.
Mises and geeses.
Nieces and geeses?
Waterfowl.
Yeah, some waterfowl.
I heard. What it sounded like you said was like snowsies or something.
I tried to say snow geese, but I've had one of my drinks that I normally drink through an entire session while I was waiting for you guys, and I made another.
Okay.
So I probably smashed them together.
Okay.
See, I was thinking something like, did they have something like a Yucca Mountain? That works.
Yeah, and like,
Well-
so you know this now, but like, it's well known. It was come up with a Google search. They probably already checked it. You know, I don't know.
Well,
You don't know.
That's where I'm trying to tie this tip in, because if it's a tip related to this case, that's where I'm thinking we get these guys out of our hair. That's my hope. That's what Philip's angle is, right?
Yeah, I mean,
that's
I
gonna
think
be where we have to go though.
I think the question still remains though that we need to answer just yes or no before we keep planning. Do we need some type of physical evidence too, or are we just going off a verbal tip?
So here's my issue: if we don't have something, they may only send one person out. They're not going to send a whole team. They'll send one person out to do an evaluation and determine if it's something that they need more people for, or if it's actually worth their time. That's what I'm afraid of.
So how much of a mess do we need to make to get that whole team out there?
Exactly.
I'm asking you, the smart ones, you and David.
I have no idea. Zach, would I know? I don't feel like
It really depends on the office, you know, because
Yeah.
like these people have been assigned to this thing. So giving them something else to look at is going to be a low likelihood of that working. But making them think that what they're looking for is something else away from you or something like that. Now that's a different story. You know,
Right.
keeping them looking for what they think they're looking for, but not switching to something else.
Yeah.
Do we know how many are here?
You don't.
So it could just be one person.
True.
I do have a number, but you don't know yet.
Well, part of tomorrow, we're still talking the first night, right? Part of tomorrow is canvassing. We're gonna go see how big the team is, like just watch them a bit, try and get a layout of what everyone's doing involved with it. But I guess if we think the better idea is trying to get them to take their current task and go elsewhere, I mean, could we say that this guy got poisoned there? I mean, I don't see how that would be possible because it's that we were told by Brunhilde and everyone else that he got impossibly high levels all of a sudden. And so based on what you told me about this, I'm assuming Remy told us all this shit already. Based on what you just said about it, I mean, yeah, it killed some geese or whatever, but it's not going to make a dude have 9 months of levels in like a week, would it? I mean, it doesn't seem likely. So
Well, and that's like it's good to know that that's there, but yeah, I don't like Zach said, like that's I'm sure the first thing they verified is like, does this match what happens when you go to the place?
So I got a random idea.
Okay.
What if y'all do your thing? We have FBI badges, correct?
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy, but to at least get to see the body, I could say I'm from the FBI and literally Anthro Lab, to try to help pinpoint where this may have come from. Not just the EPA, but where it may have come from.
So, and I mean that's literally what your role would be on this
Right.
team, right? Is like you are the anthropology consultant, you know,
Right.
to the
But
you know,
my
to our
point
team.
being is I could try to point the EPA people somewhere else.
The problem is, as soon as we go in there and say I'm Agent Pink, we don't have anything to back it up. We don't have anything that says we're supposed to be here. We don't have anything that says these are literally get the local yokels to shut up badges. Like if we start showing them around the office, we're not going to be able to use them again.
Okay.
Yeah, it just
They
depends.
can-
It just depends on who you run against and who you're using them against. Like if you're talking like a coroner's office, it just depends. Like if it's just your college student, you know, getting their hours in up front, might not be a bad idea. If it's the actual coroner that greets you, you may be a little skeptical. You know, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Well, I actually kind of like her idea. I mean, in a way, because I understand. I get what you're saying, Philip. If she goes up against, if there's like an actual just generic field agent there, that's just he got the shit stick, and she tries to flash a badge,
Yeah.
we're fucked.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna know what questions to ask, and even you probably couldn't coach her well enough to get him to not check it. But if there's, I mean, we're talking about the EPA too. They're just scientists like her. I mean, why do they? I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a jump to say they would jump to bureaucracy and go, you know what? Let me call in and make sure you're supposed to be here. I mean, because she's gonna talk their language. She's gonna fit in.
And I mean, I guess that's a fair point. Zach,
Mhm.
what all? I know what Brunhilde and the agency that we don't know the name of are worried about.
The program.
Right. As far as the FBI shit. Are we the FBI critical incident response team, or is that who's already there?
That's you.
Okay. And who is here along with the EPA? I thought there was some EPA and XYZ.
Nobody.
Is it just the EPA
Just
team?
the local PD and the EPA. There
And
is a
as far as
there is a local FBI agent. There's a local office, but no one's been flagged for anything to go in.
I thought
Yeah.
they were already involved in the investigation, because that's where I was just assuming that Agent Tom was going to be standing there next to this plague-ridden body.
Yeah, not
They're not.
yet. You know, like it depends on who
Right.
gets
They're not
who gets
currently-
wind of this. You know, or what's going on,
Yeah.
or what gets tossed around. A
Yeah.
bunch of different factions could get in and get in the way.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I thought they were already involved, which is part of why I was like, this is not going to last long on the bluff front.
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as we know, the only people involved are the local police and the EPA team checking on whatever's going on with the levels. Are the levels that his body is exhibiting, and maybe this is something that Remy and David could answer based on what we know. I don't remember if Brunhilde said it or not. Were the levels of his body sufficient that like he's not just going to be sitting on a slab in the coroner's office? Like, is that body likely quarantined?
I don't think so. No. No.
We're worried about it, but they're really not.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, and you got to
So-
remember, talking to everybody here, like this guy's a deputy, you know. So everybody's line of thinking is, what did this guy run into on his patrols? You know, like it's got to be somewhere in his area, you would think, unless he was into some weird shit or got into some bad stuff. It's got everybody's thinking like, what did he run into? What did he do in his day-to-day shit to get this? So that's yeah. And so no one would be like, oh well, he's a quarantine hazard. Just a
Okay. Yeah, I thought that like the FBI was already involved and
Yeah.
they had called in the EPA team because it was an environmental hazard. So that's where I got sidetracked on that reasoning. Okay. Okay. So knowing that, yeah, it sounds like tomorrow morning it's recon time. If this is just, one or two dudes at the coroner's office, maybe that's great. Maybe that is our initial foray. And then the rest of us, or some of us, can get a feel, while that's perhaps going on, the rest of us could try to get a feel for who is involved, how many EPA people, and where are their current thoughts. Does that sound like our start for the morning?
Who's gonna go where?
If we're doing anything, number one, it's not a big place, so we're probably not too far. So if we split into twos again, that keeps us relatively safe. and relatively active for things. So, do we want to send 2 scientists or a scientist and an agent to the coroner?
I think we should do 1 and 1 to each. 1 and 1 to
Mhm.
canvass the EPA area and the town and see what response is actually happening. And then 1 and 1 to the other one. Because I think if we're
Mhm.
unbalanced, we may look a little weird. Like if
Sure.
two muscle guys, I mean it's kind of hard to hide what I look like, and
Mhm.
you're kind of in the similar boat, and it's kind of hard to hide what Remy and David look like too. So I mean,
Fucking
they look
nerd.
smart. They look smart. We look dumb as fuck.
Just put glasses
So
on.
I think
I hold up an
There you
arm
go.
and do the fake muscle.
so I think we split 1 and 1. I don't think it matters who goes where. I guess it actually should be up to Remy and David. Where do you guys feel like, out of the two of you, who wants to go to the corner and who wants to just walk around town and maybe meet the EPA people?
I don't really have a preference. I mean,
Well,
maybe
it was
the
it was your
corner-
idea about the
maybe the
EPA.
might be better. Just because people are my thing, but
Yeah, okay. I mean, David, do you mind going to the corner?
Nope.
All right.
I'm used to dead bodies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it probably makes sense for David to be the one at the coroner's office,
Yeah.
since he would have that medical side of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll go. I guess I'll go with David this time. I usually go with Remy. Switch it up a little bit. I'll go with
Sure.
David, and you can go with her. That's what we'll do in the morning.
Yeah, and that way I could, theoretically, hopefully you guys do find the intern or the college kid, and there's not much pushback, and maybe I can use my skills and knowledge to help her, get her where she needs to be.
Yeah. Ready
So
to
are
break.
we-
Okay, one question.
Uh,
One question before we break on that. The EPA team, where do you plan on going? Because we don't know where they are.
We're gonna try and find them. I thought that was part of the canvassing.
Okay,
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't have a lead to go off of.
you do not.
They're in the room next
Um,
door.
right.
staying in this hotel.
I mean, maybe.
I
I
mean-
did pick the one closest to the sheriff's office.
You did. It's like right down the road. So
So, well, and apparently we have a sheriff's office, an EPA office, and a FBI field office. So.
yep.
And a military
Um,
base. It's
And a
just
military
chock full of
base.
everything.
And that's what I said. Like, it's mostly government employees that
Yeah.
live and work here.
So, I feel like the obvious starting point to Philip's mind is the sheriff's office.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe we go to the sheriff's office. We talk to somebody at the front desk. We tell them, we start throwing around the generic. We got a tip. We had a couple questions. Can you tell us about, about Mr. Jacobs?
Okay,
And
that
who's been working on it or something.
all
I
right.
don't know.
That sounds good. Keep thinking about that stuff. I'll pick up the EPA team second, and we'll do the corner team first.
Yeah, sure.
So think about those
I
kind of
mean,
questions
under
and what
you
you're gonna
guys-
say.
Does that work for you guys?
Worked for me.
Last question before you montage to the morning. Nolan, did you want to work with Philip on dog tag research?
Yeah, we can, sure.
So, Zach, I don't know how you want to handle that. If he and I put my tech skills
Mhm.
and access combined with his military knowledge.
Yeah. And honestly, all it takes is hitting the veterans database, punching in
Yeah.
some ancestry and veterans databases. You quickly can fill in the blanks there, and you guys do. Jonathan Matthew Woodridge, serial number 332-15-42. And I'll give you the info on that, and so you don't have to scramble to write that down. turns out, according to his files here, seems to be one of the sailors who died in a boiler explosion during a fitting out of the USS Eldridge on 28th of October, 1943. Eldridge went out to serve as a destroyer escort from 1944 to 1946 when it was then decommissioned. Does the Eldridge ring a bell for anybody?
Nope.
Okay.
Not me, no.
Remy, you have probably seen a magazine on the table, one of your husband's magazine, talking about the Eldridge, just in passing. And the first thing that comes to your mind is like a headline like the Philadelphia experiment. What happened with the Eldridge? You guys can Google that. And there's a widely or tried to be discredited, widely known conspiracy theory that the USS Eldridge actually disappeared and was replaced by a different ship. Going through like forums and stuff and looking up just really quickly, a couple minutes, and like, what is this all talking about? And you can even go to the Wikipedia page for the Philadelphia experiment. There's rumor and shit about that where there was some kind of tech on board, stealth tech that was being tried out, and the USS Eldridge disappeared and reappeared miles upshore. And the rumor is that most of the people on board died, and a lot of them were fused inside with the metal. Yeah.
And the dog tag was in a slab of metal and earth.
Yeah.
Oh wait, was it organic and then metal and then sandstone?
It was organic and sandstone, but the dog tags were obviously metal.
Okay. So it wasn't fused to metal.
No. Sorry, I got that mixed up.
It was fused to sandstone only.
Well, it does say embedded in a patch of some other kind of mineral, that was the human. Yeah.
Yeah, the metal dog tag was embedded in the.
Oh no, actually, you guys didn't have the role to identify the rest. Now you can put it together though. You guys didn't have geology, but now putting this together, there would have been some other kind of metal also in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is feasibly a dog tag on melted human, which was, attached to some metal that was embedded in some sandstone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And like that kind of lines up, but also like in order for it to be like sandstone, it would have to been like fucking gazillion years ago. Like just it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Is like, could wherever this supposedly occurred at be a place where it would then be involved in sandstone somehow?
No, it was in the water.
Well, and that's what I was getting
Yeah.
at. Like, I didn't really know that if sandstone would be like the coast or something of wherever it was. But I guess the answer is no.
I mean, it same difference though, like, because it's just basically created over what, thousands or hundreds of thousands of years of compressed sand and other material. That's how sandstone's made, so it could be feasibly be anywhere.
Okay. Okay. Well, we now know presumably who the guy is that this and what all did we learn in that stupid bunker?
I mean, we
I'm
found the
trying to
tape. We
remember.
found a bunch of explosives. We found the guy, dog tag, and the. I don't think we learned anything explicitly in the bunker. We found a bunch of shit that
Oh.
we've then examined.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
There wasn't any. Sorry, what there?
I don't think you learned much either. But what were you thinking?
Well, that's what I'm trying to remember. Was there any like documentation or anything? There wasn't, right?
No.
Nope. Explosives and a weird rock.
Yeah, and Sawzall.
Oh, and a paperback book stuffed in a body armor vest.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay,
Alright.
I
so
stumbled across that like letter from the like early days of DG, so I'm trying to like remember what I do and don't know. Like around the same time that we had this, so that's why it's like melded in my head.
we did our research. We have our plan. So sleep time.
Sleep time.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Unless she wants to call in her carbon dating favors before we go to bed.
Guess I should. I don't know if anybody would be there at this point, but
I mean, we started talking at like, I don't know, 5-6 p.m. So it's not like it's midnight.
no, but it's a lab. Not everybody works late. Like, I'll call, see if anybody's.
I'm just saying, like, keep that in mind.
I'll call and see if anybody's there.
Okay. What are you calling your old office or something?
Yeah, probably to see if they had a contact out here.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, oh, hey, Remy. Is that you?
Yeah. Hey, so, I'm out in Montana, and I was doing some hiking, and I found some interesting rocks, and I was wondering if we could get them carbon dated because they looked a little bit older, so I wanted to see how old they were.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, just come on by and we'll do it to it.
Okay. Great. Where am I going? I'm asking you.
Chattanooga.
College?
Chattanooga.
Oh. I told him I was Montana.
Oh. I mean, you could ship
so
them or
Do you have any buddy that you know at the Helena College or Carroll College out here?
Yeah. I guess you could meet up with Rick. I mean, nobody really talks to Rick anymore, but you could hook up with him and see if he'll help you out.
Okay. Yeah. No, that'd be great.
Yeah, just go down to the college. Just
Okay.
do it early, and you should be fine.
There you go. Perfect. All right. Thanks.
All right, we're still.
Johnny.
Bye. Click.
All right, bye.
Definitely wanted to
Okay.
ask you out to the barbecue, but it didn't work out.
No. So I'll just he said do it early, so I'll just wait, I guess, until morning and let them know that, hey, I gotta, I was
Cool.
told it be better to do it early. Probably get it done that way.
Okay. Sleep time, boys and girls.
Sleep time
Yes,
for me.
Okay. Anybody do anything weird or not weird?
Just sleep.
Just sleep.
Yeah, I guess it's just
I thought
sleeping
you were
time.
reading the book.
You would do what with the book?
I thought he was reading the book.
Yeah, right.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's true. I try and work through a couple chapters of the book.
Cool. Right on. Reading some book. And Remy?
Probably just try to sleep.
Cool. All right. You guys all go to sleep. Wake up well rested in the morning. The next day, bright and early. We'll say fucking early, like 6 a.m.
Cool. So I guess since I guess talking to I talked to Philip and I say so our it kind of seems like we're coming off as bodyguards to me. Like you're going with her, I'm going with him. I mean, what is your story going to be specifically? Because the team we're made up of is buried.
Philip has left the room.
Roger that.
Philip's blood sugar was going low.
Oh, well, it's good he took care of it instead of waiting.
Yeah.
Well, we're considered FBI.
Well, we're a member of a team. It's not the same as the hostage rescue team, but it's a very eclectic, like special reaction team, and it literally runs the gamut from like almost special forces light to super smart scientists. So y'all can come off as super smart scientists in your fields.
That's true.
But I'm kind of wondering, like, am I just gonna play this? I'm just a fucking
Grunt.
sharpshooter, because that could be valid. But I need to know what he was gonna do too, because I want to try to keep it consistent.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
That's what I had planned on doing at the forensics office.
Okay. Well, I guess I can just say that I want it. Well, what I'm worried about is it making sense that I'm with you. Because if I am just a grunt, just a sharpshooter, what am I, your fucking bodyguard? Why am I there?
Because you have nothing else to do in this small town.
That's true.
It's the buddy system, man.
Yeah, I can just bluff it. It's fine.
Should we wait for Chad?
Yeah, I'm down to wait.
Probably.
Okay.
I was gonna say he and I could, plan to drop off at the college to Rick and then go on from there. So
I was gonna ask that was right up my line of thinking too. Like use the same car, get dropped off at the college, and then do your walking and shit from there while those two go to the coroner's office.
Yep.
So I am gonna I guess. Oh, I'm sorry. There's no reason. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I didn't have anything. I was just saying nothing.
I'm going to, because of I just want to, and because it fits with my quote unquote cover, I'm gonna have my pistol on me. I'm not obviously gonna sling a rifle and walk around in fucking battle fatigues.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have my pistol on me. I don't think you should carry, David, unless you're gonna hide it.
White lab coat.
It doesn't really fit with what you're supposed to be right now. So if you want to hide it, I'm good with it, but you don't need to be visible.
That's right. I'll stuff in the backpack with the other one.
Roger that. Wait, we only have one car, so we're gonna drop off. They're gonna walk, and it's just a normal SUV.
Yep. Normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that'll be fine.
Dark blue.
Chad's back, you said?
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay,
Right on.
So when I was talking when you left, I was addressing Philip. I didn't know Philip had left the building
Oh, I'm
momentarily.
sorry.
No, it's okay. So I was trying to figure out. I landed on it doesn't fucking matter, but I was trying to figure out what we're here for, because the team we're a part of is very eclectic. It has literal like special forces and then super smart scientists. And Remy and David fit into their niches very well. But I think I've just defaulted, because it kind of looks like we're bodyguards in a way. It kind of looks unnatural to be with them. Like, why are we there? What's our specialty? But I think I'm just gonna go the special forces ankle and just intimidate anyone that doesn't like it. I'm just there because I'm there.
Yeah,
We're
so
supposed to be FBI critical response, aren't we? So that
Yes.
could be for anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
and critical incident response team, like you would very much be on the special, former special forces side of critical incident response team, whereas being a generic agent still works for me, and them being, either temporary or permanent, liaisons of their field.
Yeah.
It all makes that all checks out.
I think theirs makes the most sense. I guess I was worried that it doesn't, since this isn't an issue of like security, there's no security concerns here. It doesn't really make sense to send a former special forces detail. But also, I don't think it matters because I think I'll just slap anyone that disagrees with me. So
I mean, if you
Got my
just
name on your
lean
list.
into, like, I'm an agent that spent time in special forces, I don't think that's, you know, that would perfectly fit just fine within that field.
Cool.
So the mini plan we made was we're gonna drop you and Remy off at the college so she can do her thing, and y'all are gonna walk over, just kind of walk around, and we're gonna take the car to the coroner's office. Me and
Okay.
David.
Sure.
Okay. So we'll do. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. You guys go by the college. Meet up with Rick. He's excited to have someone interested. Quickly goes through the process. Takes like an hour or so. Comes back. He's like, "Whoa, cool! What a find!" As I fucking leave my notes. Hang on. Yeah. He's like, yeah. That looks like 3 to 5 million years old, probably, roughly. Where'd you say you found this? You know, that kind of stuff. He's like very interested in like where you found it.
Yeah, I found it hiking. I'm not from here, so I honestly I can't remember where it was.
Oh, well, yeah, you'll, and he just kind of hands you his card, and he's like, well, think about it and let me know. I'd like to get a team out there and check it out. Could be some good finds.
If I can find it on a map, I'll definitely let you know.
Again, and he's like, thank you. And he's like, well, I got to prepare for classes.
Okay.
Starts going heads down.
Thank you for your time.
Anytime, bring back more.
Yeah, I definitely will. Thank you, Rick.
Yeah, we were just, east of town somewhere.
Okay. And so you guys make your way out. Now, corner team. We're back 1 hour in time. So you guys head to the coroner's office. Ooh, that was good.
We both did it at the same time.
It sounded really cool on my end.
Yeah.
You guys roll up to the local coroner's office. It looks like it shares a building with the county probation or like a parole office of some sort. It's early morning. There's probably some sheriffs or policemen in that other building. But yeah, so what do? You park it, unload, just head right in to the corner side.
Yeah, I just tell David you need to do the talking. I'm really gonna try and just give that air of we're supposed to be here and look menacing. So if you want me to say something, you should try and set me up for it. You should handle most of the lifting. All right, yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Cool.
Walk in.
You see at the front, looks to be a young female, the front desk, looking down at something, and you walk in, look up. Oh, is there a body in the back? Did I miss one?
No. I'll pull out the badge and just flash it at her. We're FBI critical response team.
Oh no.
I was curious about the deputy that was.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's in the back. It's in one of the drawers. Look for. Oh gosh. Yeah. Jacob.
Just calm down. It's okay.
Just you could go on. That's fine. That's fine.
All right.
But the coroner's not here today.
That's okay.
Oh.
I know what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. I'll be here.
All right. Thank you.
We'll
head back.
Go through the doors.
Wait, real quick. Is there a phone like on her desk, like a desk phone?
Yeah, front desk.
Is there a way I can unplug it without her noticing?
It depends on. So the answer is yes, but what do you? There's how do you do that?
It was all joking aside. Did she seem? I know she was a little bit flustered, but she didn't seem like nervous or weird around us, right? Just internish.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't seem like she's gonna call and start asking stuff.
No, but she seemed very convinced by the
All right.
the
Okay.
the flashing.
I think
of,
I misread some of the
Yeah.
tone. I was more to keep her from calling her boss. But all right.
Yeah, and she told you
Phone
he's not
lives to
here
fight
today.
Another
So.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right.
If needed, you
Apologize.
can go out there and drop kick her and smash the phone. But
I love it. Smash her head
name-
with the phone.
Add her name to the list.
yeah, you saw on her name tag her name was Janet Reese. Add that to the paintball game. Okay, so you go in the back.
Yep. Go back in the back.
Find
his drawer.
Find his drawer. Roll it out. Pull back the plastic.
Go find some gloves.
Okay, go find some gloves. Let me look. I'm looking
Find
at.
another extra set of gloves because I know she's gonna need help rolling the body.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm just waiting for. I'm just gonna take instruction from him.
Okay. I'm checking your medicine real quick. And your
Medicine's 41, forensics is 40, and first aid is 50.
I'm 0
And
0
biology.
11.
you have a 50. Yeah, you have a 50. Yeah, so you're gonna be a David. You're probably all the brains here, but you guys need
Yep,
that.
100%.
So there's obviously already a coroner's already looked at it, but you're probably gonna go in and do what a coroner would do and like maybe what he would miss, right?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I'm reading my notes so I can give you a good old spiel. He is obviously dead and not breathing, but he doesn't look that bad. He just looks like a little bit livelier dead body than you used to. He's not as pale as you would have expected for what, going on 7 days now. Maybe they just keep it extra cold down here. Open him. He's already opened up. You undo the staples, pull them apart, expose his cavities, do some tests, maybe like his stomach, where this maybe if he ingested something the heavy metals would have sat.
Weigh his heart. That
Heart.
kind of crap.
Okay. I am going to say that you have all the equipment there you want. It wants me to wait a 1d6 days for results. Oh, no, that's for something else. Perfect. Yeah, so you're looking, doing some tests. He's helping you. You're flipping them over, flopping them around. So here's the deets. You find some unknown gut flora that seem to be thriving on the heavy metals inside of Jacob's system. Even though the rest of his body is dead, you're still getting living bacteria that are unknown inside of his gut flora. Now, normally that stuff will thrive for a bit and then die off fairly quick when the host dies, us. Doing some examination on what these flora are, the best approximation that you can get is like some kind of spore, like some kind of like fungus-like spore. It doesn't really match right, but it's close. It looks like it had maybe not necessarily originated from his digestive system, but somehow at some point it went from his digestive system into his bloodstream. And looking in his organs, you're finding heavy concentrations of heavy metals in all of his organs, like his heart, lungs, stomach, liver. The body just doesn't seem to be decomposing though. Not like you would have expected. In fact, like after you open him up, it's almost like he's freshly dead. Under a microscope, take a scraping of like his inner lining at some point. Stick it in a dish, watch it for a bit. Clearly you expect those cells to already be dead, but since it looks alive, and you look under the microscope and watch it for a bit, you're still expecting to watch them now freshly severed from the host to just kind of trickle off and die. But what you see instead is these spore-like things attaching to these cells and like infusing them with energy, so to say, seemingly like neutralizing the cell death.
So, does he look impressed? Like, what am I doing this whole time? Before I start talking like an idiot, because he's doing like tests, he's looking at stuff. I'm just standing there, right?
Oh, you would have needed help moving him around up and down to get to his back and feet and
I
stuff
guess
like
I just
that.
asked generally then, like, because I'm getting impatient.
Weird.
I'm like, what are we seeing?
There's a spore that's living on the heavy metals, and it's attaching to his body. That's keeping him fresh. Almost like it's if we left him like this, he may actually reanimate at some point.
So double tap him is what you're saying.
If it wasn't here, I would say yes. Or incinerate be a good idea.
So is this? Have you heard of not the reanimation piece, but is this something like? Is it normal for like the flora that what is a flora?
Flora is more of a.
Flora is like any kind of plant, bacteria, fungus, non-animal in nature.
No, sorry, I know. I was asking.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Just asking David. So is it normal for can these feed on this heavy metal stuff? Is this like, other than the weird freshness, have you seen this before, or is this all just totally fucked?
Most things would die from these heavy metals, would they not?
Did any of the notes mention how many Mentos he consumed to be this fresh?
Wow.
Amy, throw out the giant D20 at him, please.
Yeah, throw the giant.
I was gonna say, so instead of inspiration, he gets disadvantage on his roll.
When he rolls next time, you have to hit his hand when he rolls. That's his disadvantage.
Okay.
Aw.
It goes into power anyway.
That way it's tainted.
Okay.
Come on.
So normal plants and flora would die from this type of heavy metal.
Okay.
I'm asking Zach.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So you see, first thing that comes to your mind, you're like, "Fuck, this is a lot of fucking heavy metals." Whatever, anything, human, biological in nature, would have died from being exposed to this much shit. Now, the second thing that comes to your mind is what you said. This fungus-like spore is feeding or thriving off of the concentration of heavy metals in his system. So it's like using that energy to not necessarily reanimate him, but keep the cells that are there alive, as far as you can tell. You would have to do DNA analysis to see if it's changing or rewriting or do anything like that.
That was gonna be my next question, David. Is what are next steps for you? Like, I imagine if you had your fancy nerd lab, you could do more. But could you even get this to people without it raising suspicion? Like, even if we could get it to them quickly somehow, like, would you be able to come up with a way for someone else to look at this, or would they just, want a ticket?
I could send it back to my CDC friends in Atlanta.
I mean, if you can trust them and if you think they would help, I think what you found, in my uneducated opinion, we need to know as much as we can.
But knowing them, if I did that, it'd be a CDC team here instantly.
So there's no way that we could do this under the radar. Like, you don't have anyone that would like pull a favor for you.
Do you think you could do it? I'm asking you, David. Do you think you could do a DNA analysis with your background?
Maybe.
Yeah,
with the biology and everything I have.
I was thinking so too. I think what I want you to do is roll a biology with a +20. I think anyone from the CDC is well acquainted with DNA and how to analyze it.
19.
19. Smash it. It's going to take you a couple hours. So do you want to stay and do that as well? Let's say you've been there for probably 2 hours checking out the body. 2 more hours, you can probably get some results for him. Or for everybody.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Okay.
Work on that.
We'll say 2 hours goes by. What you find out, it seems...
I'll tell Nolan to go out and sweet talk the lady.
Okay.
How old is this chick up front?
I will tell you when I scroll up to her info. Oh,
Even I have standards.
come on.
Hey, it's just to keep her occupied.
Yeah, she's a college student. So
So like 20 or
Yeah.
like 18?
yeah, probably like 20 something.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll go keep her occupied.
Okay.
Telling
walk-
stupid jokes. I didn't want to go flirt with a 15-year-old.
she laughs at everyone nervously.
Aha! She loves me.
Definitely in love. And clearly enamored. And you come back with some infos while he's doing that, wooing the lady. There's definitely changes at the genetic level. The dead officer slowly becoming something else. You can't determine what that is or would have been. It's too hard to tell. Your best guess is that it's not going to come alive and do weird shit, and it's just the remnants of what's left, and this husk is just being fed on these heavy metals and doing something to the biological material that's left, with nothing really to drive it around.
Is there a chart for him here somewhere?
Yeah, and it would have said basically what I said before, unless there's something specific you're looking for.
I was wondering where they're planning on sending it after they clear it. It's usually somewhere. possibly without-
So after they clear it, it's just going to be one of those simple things where it goes back to the mortuary, gets prepped, and that's it. To the family. Unless given reason to not.
Where's my forgery skill?
You want to forge some stuff?
I was
Yeah,
gonna try to copy the coroner's handwriting, but
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I would fail horribly at it.
I mean, you have a bureaucracy plus,
40.
yeah.
Why is
And
it forgery is not
it's
skill?
if forgery could be a learned skill, and also I would probably put, depending on your background, I would say it's criminology. But yeah.
Criminology plus bureaucracy.
Yeah. I'm checking, hang on, I'm checking Nolan real quick.
I don't think I can help with this.
This
Looking
is
at
like, I don't
I'm
think I
looking
get
at
it.
my sheet. I mean, I don't.
Do you want me to
the
smash
only
it?
Yeah, pretty much the only things I'm good at are killing things and then talking about military shit, being stealthy, or blowing shit up, or lifting a lot of weight. I can do that.
So, here's what I'm gonna do. David, I will have you roll a bureaucracy, or one of
I
you could.
know my character would know that he probably couldn't do it,
Okay, or
so I wouldn't attempt it.
you could convince the secretary, not secretary, but assistant that's at the front, to sign it off somewhere. And it would be
So
her. She's official.
in all seriousness, I was joking. Let's just pretend I did not flirt with a very young woman. So I was just joking with her and being friendly. Can he get like an advantage to that because she trusts us?
Yeah, probably.
I had planned on putting in there that due to the metal content that the body needs to be incinerated.
Okay.
But that can wait for later.
Okay.
Well, do you think you could convince her in character, convince her that it has to be done right now, or would that just make her panic? You think?
I think we're okay for a while.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, and
And if it really goes bad, we can always just throw the thermite grenade in there and just melt the whole damn thing.
Now you're speaking my language.
those people will never get bailed out of jail if you do that. Cool.
It shouldn't break the law.
Which people?
Just all the people that get bailed out. The parole office is connected to the other side of the coroner's office.
Oh,
I don't think it would be that bad.
right.
Cool. Cool.
All right, I head out.
One white phosphorus.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't have anything to add to what he's doing. So if he says he's done, I'm just trying to process everything he said. So get back in the car. You can. I don't know where we're going. You can jump to them. Unless there's because
we're going for lunch.
All right, we are going to Best Chicken. Is there a Best Chicken in Helena, Montana?
Yeah, they have best chicken for sure.
All right, we're going to Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Let's go. I peel out.
As you guys are eating, both of you roll me a luck roll at with a negative 20 penalty, so 30 and below.
49.
Okay.
66.
Okay. So now we go to the others. So you guys are just walking around downtown, I guess?
So they dropped us off at the college.
Yep.
Where on earth, in reference to that, was the sheriff's office?
Maybe a mile down the road. I'm just gonna say everything's pretty close as far as like that kind of stuff. It's all pretty tight knit.
Okay. Then yeah, I guess we just walk to the sheriff's office.
Okay.
Unless Remy's got a better idea.
Really no.
I don't really want to strut into the EPA office. And I feel like there's probably some board desk writing individual that we can. Yeah, that was the joke.
Yeah. So the police department and the sheriff's office is connecting building, and it's like not that far from the EPA, but far enough to where like you wouldn't draw attention from either being at either. They're like a couple miles away from each other.
Okay. So I guess on the way over, so we're trying to get you to have to talk to the EPA agents.
I guess, yeah. See what I can find out.
I think that was kind of the thing we agreed to canvas. I don't think there was anything specific. That's why she was the best bet, because she could, assuming they're scientists, she could bluff her way easier than we could. Just hoping that they would like her. I don't think we had a specific list of questions that we made up.
I would know that they were going to the corners.
Yeah.
As we're walking, I'm gonna call Nolan, I guess, because he would presumably be less likely to have his hands covered in viscera.
Yeah, they would have just about started, just gotten into it by the time you're calling them.
So I'll just give him a call, and if he doesn't answer, I'll wait a few minutes and try again.
I answer, and you hear me go in the background a little bit.
Hey, Tex.
Oh, stop, you big baby.
Did you guys you don't see any information on the coroner's report about people involved in this case, do you? Any other names or agents or individuals?
I just pass it on to Dave. I asked David, I'm like, is there anything on that report about other names? Blah 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 blah.
I haven't
he
missed the
said.
report yet. I point over there.
Okay, so I guess I looked through the report. I'm not gonna know how to read the scientific stuff,
Yeah.
but
No, and he died at home. So
Okay,
I
so there,
don't
but
see anything
there's
here.
nobody that's like made notes on it or anything about like the case.
no,
There's
not on the corner
reports. It
reports.
looks like
Yeah.
there's a bunch of stuff about like I don't know weight like stuff because they weigh organs and shit. I guess that there's general scientific shit on here, but there's nothing legal. There's no cop signature. There's nothing like
Yep.
it's just about his body and his state. That's it.
It's got a little
I didn't
picture
know if that would
that
have,
you can
like,
mark stuff
you
on.
know,
You know, like
who brought him in or something.
No, the only signatures I can't even read. The signatures on here are pretty illegible. Looks like there's two different ones, but I couldn't tell you what the fuck they said.
Roger that. All right.
Let me look. I speak. I read doctor.
Yeah, I can tell you, but I have to scroll on my notes. I have to be careful when I use my links for my notes because it's huge. Because sometimes they work, but if I use them too fast, like within a couple minutes, it just stops working altogether. I don't know why.
Because there'd be a whole body report in there,
Yeah.
but they're not.
You're looking for the person who did the shit, who did the coroner.
I don't think he wants the coroner. I think he wants anyone but the coroner. I think he wants other people.
Yeah.
Who would have signed off on the whole person's report?
Got you.
Philip's just looking for any bureaucratic
Yeah, hang on.
policing individuals that might be associated with the report.
All right, I'm going there now. It is Sheriff Potter.
Okay.
Leo Potter.
Sheriff Leo Potter.
Yep.
And I'll be honest, Chad has never fully understood because like sheriff is usually like an elected position, right?
I have no idea.
Uh-huh. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You vote
And
for
so
it.
like who all works at the sheriff's office? What are those people? Those cops.
The sheriff gets to hire their deputies and admin people.
His capacity.
So that's where deputy comes in. The elected sheriff hires deputies.
I want to be a
Yes.
deputy.
They either hires them or you can actually conscript people too, but usually you don't have to do that.
I know sheriff gets weird because it is elected.
For our purposes, he hires people. He has admins and people he hires.
Well, yeah, I was trying to. I wanted to make sure that Chad uses the right terminology. Obviously, Philip would know.
Nope.
So the sheriff's name is on there. So maybe she ran off to pee, but I guess the angle we'll go with then is talking to the. I don't want to talk to the head honcho.
Yeah, I feel ya. I feel ya.
That's why I was just looking for like I didn't know if it was Officer, Timothy McGee.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Also, I guess it would have been so the report would have been signed off by Mr. Potter, but also you have like the local whatever their forensic dude that would have checked it out as well. And his name is Chad Kenyon.
Okay.
What a name.
Yeah.
I like it. So I guess when she gets back from the bathroom, we're gonna ask if she, as our consultant, our techie scientist consultant, can speak with the forensics investigator, the CSI.
Yep.
Because that's probably a decent way to get in under the radar and get information. Maybe, theoretically, maybe.
As Nolan hangs the phone up, you hear him say, "What the fuck do you preserve these bodies with? It smells like asshole." The phone clicks.
Click.
Excellent.
Click. So you guys are eating chicken. That's really delicious.
Best chicken.
Best chicken. It's the best chicken. Is that a real place? I've never heard of it.
No, that's what Cliff and I called Chick-fil-A. I
okay.
started it and I got him.
Best chicken.
because I like Chick-fil-A.
Love it. Yeah, I guess maybe since she's in the bathroom, Zach, I guess we get to the office and I talk to the nice lady up front or man. And I just kind of
We'll wait for her. We waited for you, so we'll wait for her unless she's doing
sure.
unless she's doing baby stuff.
No. She just had to run to pee. I think she's coming down the stairs. Yeah. I was just I didn't know if you wanted to hand wave that little interaction.
Hell
Alright,
no,
so-
brother.
We found the name of Chad Kinyon, who is the CSI that processed the report.
Okay.
So we're gonna try and get you in to speak with him.
Okay.
So what I was saying is we'll go to the front desk at the sheriff's office there, and we will. I will, flash badge. Hey, we're with the FBI. They sent us over to check in on this. I guess you guys had a deputy. They got died. Some weird poisoning or something going on.
Yeah. So, which side of the building are you going in?
I guess he would know whichever side the CSI person would have come from.
Cool.
Would that be the police office side?
Yeah.
Or the sheriff?
Yep.
Yeah. So so we'll go into the police side. We'll mention, somebody told us to check in on the case. I'll flash the badge. Hey, I need my squint to talk to your CSI about this Deputy Jones case.
Okay.
I think it was
And
Jacob.
you see the officer, a sergeant, at the front there, Hayes, on his badge, probably about age 40, white dude. Slow your roll. What do you need now? It's not very often we have some kind folk coming in here and just asking for things. So believe it or not, you'd be one of the first to not come in here with a problem. So.
Well, I hope we're not a problem. Not, we work out of the office down there. We're with the FBI critical response team, and my squint needs to talk to the CSI from the case file on Deputy Jacobs. This heavy metal stuff's got a lot of bureaucracy involved. We're just trying to get it cleared out.
Oh, man, yeah, dude, we miss him dearly.
I can only imagine. All accounts, it sounds like he's a great guy. That's why we want to get all this government oversight out of your hair.
I feel you. It's what a senseless tragedy it is, and I feel so bad about his wife Christina. We met her at the barbecue. We do the barbecue all the time, and she's pregnant and all. Now she's a widow with a Oh man,
with child, that's a bad scenario. No winners there.
Sorry, I don't mean to go off on memory lane on you, but we're all pretty close here. So
yeah, it's I come from a small town. I understand.
So I'm sorry, I done forgot. What do you need exactly? What do you need for me to do? The officer Sergeant Hayes is the name.
Sergeant Hayes. No, listen, the fella's name is I guess it's crime scene investigator Chad.
Kenyon. Yeah. He's not here today. But
Okay.
I could leave a message, or maybe I could help you out. I don't know if you're looking for something specific. I don't think there's much on that report.
I lean in. Do what?
He's just gonna go on like I don't know if Mr. Kenyon really would know much more. He's pretty new. And
I lean in real conspiratorially, and I look over very pointedly at her, like, you know how these squints are, man. I don't know what the hell she needs. You think could we just see like his report? You just need some information, right?
Yeah.
Do you think you
real
can pull up
quick
that report
information.
and she can just check it out?
yeah, but like I said, there's not much to it. I mean, he died at home and having metal poisoning. That's not much more to
She
it.
just gotta cross-reference something. I don't, paperwork, bureaucracy, it all goes here.
Just hang on. We don't have to make this thing. Hang on. He steps in the back for a bit.
Appreciate it, Sergeant.
Comes out a few minutes later. Yeah. Here's a printout. But like I said, it's not got much on it. Officer died, but at home, his wife. We know Christina didn't do this, and so.
Yeah.
But here you go.
It's been a few days. She seems to be feeling okay, right? Nothing don't seem to be something she got, right?
Well, I mean, I don't think she's been rolling in any heavy metals, being pregnant and all, but
I should hope not.
Yeah, but you think he was?
I would not expect him to. No, I do not. But evidence points in the opposite direction of that. Don't know
Yeah.
what really happened there. Hopefully the EPA agents can figure that out. Now, I mean, you do joke about, I guess it's not a joke about being sick and all, but he wasn't feeling that well the day before we didn't see him anymore, but yeah.
Did he talk about any symptoms or anything? Here, I hand the printout to her and I keep talking to him. Talk about how he was feeling. I mean, I don't even know what that does to a man, you know?
Yeah, well, his wife said he was pretty confused. Seemed like some fever, headache. But that could be anything,
Yeah, no joke. What doesn't qualify?
I know. I mean, even your wife could give you that.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
Where do you guys? I do a different offices. You any idea where? Did he have a jurisdiction or a neighborhood or anything that he usually kind of kept an eye on?
yeah, the man liked to take long drives on the highway. Leaving
Mm.
this more local stuff out of the way. But yeah, I mean, he'd go give or take 50 miles within Helena here.
Gotcha.
On the highway, anyway, north or south.
Yeah, you got to cast a wide net when you're in the back country, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And listen to some tunes, see the stars maybe every now and then.
Yeah. Gotcha. Oh, you mentioned, because that's our next stop. You mentioned some of these GPA guys. We've been trying to find them yesterday. We didn't catch anybody. Do you know where the folks working on this? Have you met those guys?
No, I hadn't met them. They called
GPA
in.
team?
Yeah, I hadn't met them, but they called in. I think it's 2 women working on that. They were already in the area working on some, I don't know, whatever they do, soil samples and shit. But yeah, they got word of this and said, oh, we better make sure that everything's okay. And so ever since they've been looking for where maybe the sheriff had, or not the sheriff, but Jacob had run into this shit, whatever happened, you know. Yeah, so they're more the same what I told you before, north or south on the highway. But I can only imagine they've run into nothing off the side of the road taking soil samples.
Gotcha. I understand. That sounds like loads of fun.
Yeah. Not.
Was this just an extra copy? Make a Xerox for us here.
Yeah, you can just take that. I just went and print it out for you.
Well, we'll get out of here and maybe we'll let you get on with your day. Appreciate it, Sergeant.
All right. If there's anything else, just come back. I mean, what did you say? What did you say you're here for exactly?
When they start ticking boxes on the paperwork, somebody at the EPA got the FBI called in, so we just got to come in and say, hey, everything's fine. They're checking their soil samples.
Oh, they doing that contact tracing shit.
They're trying to, I presume, but that's why we got to talk to them next.
Oh, I see. Well, you're gonna want to take a look at this. Come on back here. come on back here.
All right.
And he pulls you around the desk. All right, so take a look at this. And this is like a body cam that they all wear. So we checked his footage, you know, and all, because we figured that one of you fellas would come by here asking for everybody and his mom that he's touched or seen, and well, we've given the list, which ain't big, it's us and his wife, a couple people that he's pulled over, but we did find this one, maybe about 3 days before he died. I remember him coming in stinking of vomit and asking what happened, and never got a chance to check the footage.
Yeah.
But here it is. This is someone that you're gonna have to find, I guess, if you're interested in contact tracing. And he plays the video. Jacob, the officer, looks like he sees a man on the side of the road. Nighttime. It's obviously pretty cold during the night too. Soaking wet from the rain. Man looks like a Caucasian man, 30 to 40 years old, wearing business attire, pale, very sickly looking. Didn't look like a drifter or anything because of like his business attire, you know. Deputy pulls over, check on the man. Looks like the man didn't have any ID, and he was like greatly confused about what's going on. Didn't remember his identity, history. Jacob takes the man, bundles him up into his emergency blanket as they start to talk and stuff. Walks the man back to his car, sits him in the seat, but didn't close the door or restrain him. The man just starts vomiting everywhere, violently, all over the deputy. Jacob, the deputy, recoils, cursing, saying he's going to call the fire department, get some help, get some people down in there, paramedics to help out. Reaches down for his radio. The man tells him to stop. And Jacob just stops. And just is perfectly still. And so you don't see the man anymore, but you're just seeing this officer like perfectly still, like halfway in his patrol car down for the radio, from the cam's perspective, and just stands there weirdly silent and still. And you hear the man tell Jacob to just forget about it and let it go. And it takes about 2 to 3 minutes after that. The man has left. We can hear him walk away and disappear. And Jacob's still standing perfectly silent. And then all of a sudden, Jacob gets back in his car and told dispatch it was nothing, and said he was back in service.
Well, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, pretty weird if you ask me.
No,
I personally
don't recognize that fella, do you? That uniform he had on or anything?
No, just the business suit. I'm not sure. I do. I'm not going to say that Jacob did his best job there. He probably should have tried a little harder to get him medical aid, but
yeah. They
yeah.
don't want it, they don't want it, right?
I mean, in a way, but also we have a duty, you know. Can't watch him walk away even after he yacked in your car. Cold rain, man might have died out there of exposure.
That's a good point. I guess we'll have to. You got a location we could go see if we can find the poor son of a bitch. I hope he ain't dead, but.
Yeah, sure. You good with cords?
Yeah.
And she just gives you a set of cords.
I'll
Probably.
be honest, I just now. This is the first time I've realized it was a woman.
No, I said he.
Swear you just said she.
No, and he gives you a set of cords. Probably like 20, 30 miles out of Helena.
Appreciate it. Yeah, this gives us something to go on if we can't find anybody else at least.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Sergeant.
North or south?
South.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about it since he gave us the cords.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. If he was some kind of sick, obviously he was already sick then, because that's just not like him to be like that. He's a nice guy, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Did Jacobs ever say he felt sick?
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he called in day or two after that.
Okay. Was he
But,
complaining of nausea or just headaches?
well, his wife called in for him, so I don't rightly know actually.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's all right. I mean, there's not much that goes on here. I mean, besides this, but yeah.
All right. Well, if you don't need anything else, we'll leave the good sergeant here to his day.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, no problem. Just come back by if you need something else.
Appreciate it. I turn around and I pull out a little blank business card and I just write down shit, what is it? Frost agent because we that's what we put.
Peter
we decided
Frost?
that was
Or Jack
the
Frost.
thing on there. I put Agent Frost and I
Okay.
give him like my burner number
Okay.
and just hand it to him.
Frost.
You give me
All
a call
right.
if you need anything.
Sure thing. Sure thing. If maybe the sheriff might need you at some point. I don't know. But thank you.
Appreciate it. Take care.
All right. And yeah, let's leave.
Report say anything other than that there was a body?
No, like I said, it's nothing more to be gained there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess unless Remy has any other ideas, I'm just gonna call Nolan and we'll maybe tell him we can either go looking for this son of a bitch or we can try talking to the wife or hunting down the EPA agents because that's the only three things I know to try.
Yep.
I'd say we're eating chicken, and I will come pick you up. So I guess we're done by now. Just come pick you up where you guys are since we have the car.
Bring some chicken.
All right. We bring chicken. I bring Remy a milkshake, but not one for Philip.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Chicken flavored milkshake.
Remember that? No, come on, guys. It's from Chick-fil-A. It's an ice dream.
You're right, yeah.
What? Is that really what they call it?
Yeah, that's what they call their ice cream.
Nice.
Ice cream.
That's
Their
no,
milkshakes are so good, though.
It's kind of
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know what's special about them, but
I think you
Crack.
should check creamy ice cream.
Crack.
crack, yeah.
That too. Yeah, so I fill them in. I tell them about the encounter with the person that, clearly whatever this goop is got officer in trouble. Mention that. Yeah, we can try to find the agents. We can try to find the person, or we can go talk to the wife.
Well, I think before we do that, I need to hear what David has to say, because if I say it, you won't believe me. I look at David and say,
Go ahead.
Tell him about the double tap part.
Go ahead and tell him.
All right, I'll summarize. Fucking zombies.
God damn it!
I mean,
And I'm
really?
like, oh, but I'm not kidding. He's the genius over here says there's something about the flora, the bacteria they have that it looks like it's trying to reanimate them or something. And I kind of look at David like, am I saying this right?
Well, it's actually not reanimating him; it's changing him.
I'm not
Even
sure if
worse.
that's any better.
Yeah, it's worse.
And I'll go into greater detail of this video and the pale fellow with the projectile vomit and the control aspect.
Mm.
All right. Well, barring further information, which again, we can go talk to his wife, but.
I mean, I think we do both. I think we split up again because I don't think all four of us are needed anywhere. So I think talking to his wife and the other, what was the other one again?
The EPA?
The only three leads I know of are EPA agents still.
Yeah.
The wife, and the mysterious hobo hitchhiker.
Well, I mean, I could just go walk around, see if I can get info about, like, talk to the locals about the hobo if you want. I don't think all four of us need to show up and talk to this poor widow, though. Or
No,
maybe,
I think you're probably not wrong. I think myself and either, I don't know. I guess maybe at this point, David, should you come with me to see if you pick up on any finer points of her descriptions of him, how he was feeling? Maybe the two of us go talk to her.
Sure.
how about, so Remy, do you think you can do the EPA thing alone, or would you like me with? What would be more natural for you? Am I gonna like cramp your style?
No, definitely not going to cramp my style. I'm not exactly charismatic, if you would
Alright,
say.
well, I'll go with you then, and then maybe we can try. Because I don't know, my idea was just try to get some leads on the hobo, but it would be just pounding the streets and asking questions. It was mainly just because I feel like that's where I would best be of use to us
Yeah.
right now.
And-
But I'll hang out with Remy first.
And to be clear, it was very clearly not a hobo because of the
Yeah, I
business
was-
attire.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, he was very well dressed. And how far out of town are those coordinates? If we give him to the-
Like 20, 30 miles. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a ways out of town.
Yeah, it's not in town. It'd be on the highway in the middle of nowhere. You know.
And we'd basically just be asking, "Hey, have you ever seen a guy in a business suit?
Yeah.
Look-
Little guy.
Does he
Yeah.
look good?" Bill?
Well, was
Sickly?
was it a specific? I mean, if it was a fancy enough business suit, that could be enough. This is a more rural area, especially that far out of town. You're not gonna get a lot of people in like Armani.
Was there
if we
anything
could tell
distinctive about it
specifically.
from the body cam?
No, it's hard to tell too, especially with it being dark and rainy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like
Shirt, tie,
nothing around
suit.
that area either. So.
Okay.
Is that on the way to the pit?
Let me check the map.
He doesn't know off the top of his head, so probably not.
I actually have to look up the pit. It's not on my map.
Well, for immediate next steps, Remy wants me with her. I'll go with her. So I'm not gonna be talking to the guy anyways. You guys are gonna go talk to the widow though.
I mean, yeah, y'all
Oh.
think we should? I don't.
I think splitting up and since we have discrete targets to hit. I mean, this is what we should be doing. We're gonna waste time otherwise. So
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, who gets the car? Who needs to drop who off? Like logistically.
You can rent another car if you want to.
Well, surely somewhere in here, we have some idea of where Jacobs lives, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, you've got the report. It's got his address where they picked up his body.
Yeah. So, I'm assuming that's probably further away.
It's right outside of town.
So I guess we'll go there, and you guys can look for the EPA ladies.
Yeah, sure. Sound good to you,
Right,
Remy?
and just to be clear, David, in the event that something undue happens to anyone involved here, and by that I mean if you and I don't, for some reason, live, they need to burn the morgue down and get the fuck out of Dodge.
Well, I don't
Maybe
care what
step one.
David says. If you two die, I'm burning the morgue down. I don't need permission.
That's a great plan.
I already told him that anyways.
I wanted to double tap the body while we stood there. He talked me out of it.
That's our predecessors left us some tools, so.
Yep.
I tell them where this house is. Just
Sure.
Or I leave the paper with her or something.
Sure.
I don't know.
Okay.
Uh,
So what I hear is two of you. Who two is going to the house? Who two?
Philip and David.
Philip and David are going to the house, and then the rest of you, they're getting dropped off, and the rest of you are getting out, and we'll come back and get them or something.
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah, we're gonna go
Okay.
try and talk to the EPA people. Try and find them.
All right.
Yeah.
How should we do this? Do you guys want to do the people at the house or the EPA first? Which one? Doesn't matter to me.
I'm perfectly fine with either.
Just roll a dice or something.
All right.
It doesn't matter.
We'll just do it in order of action. So we'll go to the house first.
Love it.
All right. So
I still don't know where to tell them to go look for the EPA people, but we'll figure something out.
yeah, it's a hit or miss because he said basically, just follow the highway north or south, and they're probably on the side of the road somewhere.
Yeah.
It's collecting
We
soil
can
samples.
canvas. It's fine.
Okay. The house. Philip and David. Cool. It's raining outside. About
Nicholas, actually.
do what?
Nicholas. I
Nicholas.
go by alias.
Oh shit. You guys are gonna fuck me up. All right. Nicholas and Peter. God damn it. All right.
Frosty Nick.
I want to open this up. Okay, there. Got it open now. Raining outside. I guess it's probably about like 1:32-ish. Go up to the door. It's a modest 2-story house. Surrounded by like similar homes of the same make. Flat lots, few trees. What do you guys do? Knock, 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 or just kick the door down, shoot the windows in?
Thermite grenades in the window.
Thermite grenades, yeah, down the chimney.
He is Saint Nicholas with Peter Frost. Not
Oh,
with his brother
fuck.
Jack Frost.
You guys.
So first thing I'm gonna do is take a real good canvas of the area,
Sure.
see if there's anything unusual.
Yeah, you go around the house. There's nothing unusual. Just the similar houses all around it. Nobody's really outside right now because it's raining.
There's like a garage or
Double car
cars in the
garage.
driveway.
Double car garage. You can see there's a like a little bit of grease stains in the driveway from where probably the patrol car used to sit. Yeah.
Any signs of anything like inactivity, like
Like
like is,
rundownness. Like rundownness or something.
like something that would that maybe something hasn't happened in the last week? Like,
Yeah.
I don't recall what time of year it is. Like, is
October?
the yard particularly unmaintained? Is there mail stuffed in the mailbox?
Yeah,
Are there, like newspapers stacked up in the driveway?
The yard definitely looks like it needs a mow, but only by like a week or so, which kind of lines up with the husband dying.
Yeah. There's not like multiple newspapers and the mailbox isn't stuffed full. Or,
No.
You know,
No, you don't get that. You can go peek open in there and look in and look in there, and there's a couple things in the mailbox, but it's not like overflowing or anything.
okay. Abundance of caution.
Mhm.
I will. So, like, looking at the windows, are there lights on? Anything?
The curtains are pulled too. But if you guys are just kind of like looking and watching, eventually you see someone like move around in the living room, just like by the window or something.
Yeah. Okay. As we head up to the door, Jason knows it. I will remind David of our aliases, and I'll tell him I don't intend to stay terribly long. Just want to make sure that she doesn't seem to be going through whatever he had, and perhaps it's not a bad idea once we get into however many rooms we go into to split up a smidge if she were to get sick.
I'm going to ask for a self-sample.
Do what?
So I am going to ask for a self-sample.
Yeah. Okay.
Poop on a stick.
Epithelial cells.
Aw,
Zachary.
Wait,
that's-
you did say soil and not stool, right? You're not gonna ask this chick for a stool sample, are you?
We've come for an emergency
Never
stool
know.
sample.
Shit in this
Well,
shit in this
cellular.
coffee
Cell
mug.
sample.
Push her stomach till she shits.
You can ask her for whatever you want, but
Let's not compromise our IDs within the first 6 hours of starting to use them.
All right, before we go in and do all this stuff, so I know, 11:30 today or 11?
11:30.
Okay, cool. We got an hour then. Good. All right.
51
30.
minutes.
All right. So tell me the deal, boys.
Yeah, I kind of motioned for him to stay at the bottom of like the porch, and I walk up and knock on the door.
Okay. What the dog barks at you as you knock on the door.
Right.
No. Knock, knock, knock. Wait a little bit. Knock, knock, knock. Then you get the door gets cracked a little bit. Hello?
Yes. Hello, Mrs. Jacobs. I'm sorry to bother you.
I've got so much casserole already. I don't know if I could stomach another one.
Oh goodness, I can only imagine. I apologize to intrude. We're with a team that's been sent by the FBI to investigate some of this, this polluting effects, and we just had a couple of quick questions, and we'll be out of your way. Do you have a moment?
If you must, okay. And she opens the door, and lets you in.
Anything?
The
seem
first,
off?
yeah, the first thing you notice is she looks pretty pale and slim. And when I say slim, I mean obviously not 7 months pregnant.
Okay, not gonna bring that up.
And David's with you.
Yep.
And actually you have both of you notice because of your forensics. Philip, don't ever forget that. That's actually a very high score for forensics. Both of you
I didn't know it was relevant at the moment.
Yeah, well, it's just because it's a perception thing. When you walk in, the house has a very strange, musty smell. And both of you would be like, yeah, that's like mold or something. You know, it's definitely fungal.
I'll look at him and lock eyes and take a step to the right and hope that he takes a step to the left as we get inside.
Okay, cool. Well, yes,
Living up
please come on in and you see her just kind of like stare off for a second. Maybe like
Oh, good.
15 seconds come by and she comes to the kitchen or the living room.
Well, why don't we go to the living room so you can take a seat? I'm sure it's more comfortable there.
Yes. Yes. Okay, please follow me. And she walks off ahead of you to go sit down on the couch.
Okay. I follow, and again, I split out to the side and a little bit behind her.
Sure, are both of you going? Or is like someone gonna go do like other shit?
And we follow.
Okay. Yeah, so you both go, sit down or stand up, whatever you do, but she sits down on the couch. Okay, what do you need?
Just, we were tasked to come in and kind of be an oversight on this investigation to make sure that there's nothing, dangerous about whatever, affected your husband. Have you been feeling all right?
I think so. I think I feel fine. You know, I feel a little forgetful lately.
Mhm.
little forgetful, but I'm just so stricken with grief. And stress. I'm so tired.
Yeah, we're so sorry for your
I'm
loss.
sorry, I haven't
Um,
cleaned, and it's
Oh,
just a little
goodness, please.
stinky in here, and
It's nicer than my home's ever been. The folks that had come before us hadn't taken great notes. What all symptoms was your husband experiencing?
I think it seemed to me like he had the flu.
Oh, the body aches and the fever.
Yeah.
Was he nauseous? Did he seem to be having trouble?
Yeah, he did throw up a few times, yes. Yeah. But the fever can do that.
Of course, yes. I see, but otherwise, aside from I'm sure hurting and sore and tired, otherwise he seemed himself.
The and she just kind of like trails off, and she kind of looks off in space for a little bit. And you see like tears start to
I
go down.
waited out.
You wait it out. You see like tears come down, but then she starts to smile, and it looks like she's weeping with joy, like. And then she calms down and just kind of looks at you. I'm sorry. What did you ask?
Oh, we were just discussing, your husband's symptoms, but before he passed.
Oh yes, like the flu.
Yes.
Yes.
See, and do you recall how long before
Oh.
he passed that it started?
It couldn't have been maybe a day or two. Maybe a day or two.
I see.
Probably
Does
two.
that line up with when the thing happened?
The thing would have happened 3 days before his death.
Okay. And she claims that he started feeling sick a day or two before.
Yep.
Okay. And it is now this
7 days past his death. Yes.
Okay, sorry. Getting
No.
straight in my head.
No, very cerebral adventure.
Right. Okay.
I remember he had problems using his phone all of a sudden. Like he had forgotten how. I remember that.
I see.
But I just figured it was delirium. But I guess it
Yeah.
was, if he died of whatever heavy metals do to you.
Yes. And did did you visit with anyone? Did anyone come over? Did you go anywhere during that time frame? We have to do contract
Yeah.
tracing.
Oh, no. I stay at home. I wanted to get a job, but Fred just told me to be a housewife.
Well, that's quite a tough job at times.
Can be. I do remember him rambling on before he passed about something about wishing he had access to the FBI's facial recognition program so he could identify some kind of man that threw up everywhere, but I just figured that was more wild ramblings.
Yes. That sounds unfortunate. I'd asked for a screenshot. I asked her. Did he have any? Did any fits of laughter or anything that struck you as odd?
He seemed very confused and like not himself sometimes. He would zone out and say weird things every now and then.
I see. And I think that's all the questions I had. Nicholas, did you have any? This is my scientist friend.
Oh,
Yes, smart questions.
do you want any casserole?
No, thank you.
Okay. I've got so much.
Blessing and a curse.
And you see her. Go ahead.
Do you mind if I take a cell sample from you? Just a quick swab of your mouth.
Okay.
Just to make sure that you're okay and that you.
As he's
what he
asking
had
for
is
this,
not
I
connected anymore.
absentmindedly stand up and move away
Okay.
as if I'm just kind of passing the time.
Sure. So you're trying to take a cell sample?
Yep.
Yeah.
Swab it over my mouth.
Okay.
No, I'm asking her. I'm not just going to
Do
whip it out and just stick it in and move.
Is this one of those bathroom things or?
No, it's just a quick swab of your mouth. That's all I need.
All right. And she just kind of zones out for a second, and then you see her mouth just kind of be like, open up.
Open the bag, put on gloves, and get one of the little plastic containers that has the Q-tip in it.
Cool.
Take a swab of her mouth.
Swab it in. Pull it out. And you see her just kind of hold that pose for a little bit, like well after you're done. And you just see her like smiling again. She's like,
and I get it and back away.
okay. Oh, it's so beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful.
What specifically? It's been so nice being in the area.
Oh, yeah. And she just kind of points up like that. And she's like, I see. Oh,
Like what, Zach? I can't see.
oh, just like that. Points up. Like up.
Your video is not on.
Oh, well, she points up.
It's on. The video's on for me. Can y'all not see
It's on
it?
for me.
Oh, Chad's video's not on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot. Never mind.
No. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. So I'm sorry. For some reason, I thought you weren't broadcasting your video, but apparently we disabled it from
Tisk, tisk,
Amy's
tisk.
thing.
I have no
Tisk,
idea.
tisk, tisk.
Yeah, he's live the whole time.
Yeah, no, I was really confused because I was like, why does it show that he doesn't have video as opposed to having video? So I thought you weren't using your...
No, it's a one-man show.
Sorry, I would have set up the webcam.
No, it's fine. I do it so you can see those kind of things in my facial expressions. So.
Well, and that's why I was like, I
Yeah.
thought you were just doing it because you're used to doing it.
But yeah, so she points up. Yeah. Well, yeah, me and my baby. Don't you see us shining among the stars forever? Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, we'll be among the star people. Look at it. It's so nice. She just starts cackling.
Thank you for your time, and I start heading towards the door.
Yes, you have been so very helpful. Thank you. And I like sideways back away watching.
Sure. As you guys are making your way out the door, you start to hear a baby cry from upstairs.
I continue outside.
Cool. Go outside. You just hear the
I'm
lot.
assuming he does the same.
And David?
Oh, God.
Think about it for a second.
Is she moving?
No, she's cackling on the couch.
I head upstairs.
Okay.
Okay, seeing him go upstairs, I'll just kind of stay in what I assume is like the
Between
entry
Mhm.
alley area.
the
Yeah.
foyer.
See you in the
I've
next
got-
character,
I've
by
got
the
an-
way.
Do what?
I'll see you guys in the next character.
Alright.
Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Cross your fingers.
Okay. So you follow the cry, run upstairs.
As he's going up, I'm gonna attempt to call Nolan and just like plug in my throat mic just so that I'm live. I don't know if he answers. I'm hitting the go button on the call.
I mean, I'm gonna be bored. All the work's on Remy. I'm just there to try and help her, so I'll answer for. I don't know how long has it been.
30, 15, 20?
Yeah, somewhere between
Yeah,
15
I
and
at
30
least
minutes.
answer the call. I mean, I imagine we're still on our way to try and find the EPA people.
Yeah, you guys are on the road.
Quickly and quietly just say something to the extent of, shit's weird out here. I think she's infected, and 7-month pregnant lady has had a baby. This isn't good. But David's going upstairs. If you can hear the cackling, that's her. She also mentioned the infamous Star People.
Do you want me to come?
How far away on the outskirts of town are we talking? Are we talking like
They'd be
5 miles or some shit?
well, I mean, if they're probably driving the whole time, so they're probably 15 to 30 minutes drive away.
Well, I thought we left them and took the car, right?
Oh, I thought it was the
thought I kept-
opposite. Yeah.
Oh, well, never mind. If I don't have a car,
Never mind that. No, that probably
No,
makes more sense.
you
now
should
that
have a
they
car,
dropped
yeah.
us off.
Yeah, you got
They
dropped off,
us
Chad.
off and they have the car.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Turn around.
Yeah, if you're not occupied, it's probably not a bad idea.
hey, Remy, this isn't super time sensitive, right?
No.
Okay, I just pull a UE, just squealing, going as fast as I can, and start driving. Like breaking every traffic law I can.
And I'm like, what?
I'll just continue narrating the fact that like she's pale, she's confused, she's all over the place, she's cackling, like
Yeah.
we're just waiting to get puked on.
So, David, Nicholas goes upstairs, follows the cry, go into the hallway, 2 rooms. You quickly ascertain it's one of the rooms. The door's open, but cracked. You go up and push it open, look inside. There's a dark room, and you see a baby crib. You
I reach in, pull out pistol
Uh-huh.
with light.
and just kind of like shine it over the crib.
Yep.
All right. This is what you see. Definitely not a newborn.
Oh fuck.
Probably looks like maybe a year old or maybe a little more. Glowing red eyes and some kind
There
of.
wasn't another child though, right? This was
There was not another child.
Okay.
Some kind of infection has spread across this child's body. It's crying and sees you, just kind of locks eyes, and you see just these glowing red eyes just kind of emanating and facing you.
Double tap.
Okay. Okay. Give me a moment. You roll firearms.
Laser own, so I actually get bonus to that.
yeah.
That thing I did. That's probably still missed.
Of course, you named it cutebaby.png.
Nah.
You checked.
I missed.
You did miss? Okay.
I did miss.
So it on the phone when it shows the message
Ah,
on the
critical.
notification it says the
No.
file name.
Because we changed it. I didn't critical fail.
Oh, what'd you roll?
I rolled an 88.
But is that still under your
The stuff
No.
in
Oh, okay.
nightmares.
But we changed it because it's not a 69 or whatever the other one was. Remember we changed the crit success and crit fail.
Okay. So roll me a sand check.
I don't want to.
Roll me a sand. I need you to roll me a sand check twice.
I don't want to.
Well,
13
okay.
and a 39.
Both pass.
under.
Okay. So you're gonna take 1 sand loss. Not from violence, but from the unnatural.
Hearing this,
Yeah,
Hands-
bang, pow, pow.
weapons out, is she reacting? Or is she still sitting and cackling?
She's still cackling right now. Do you shoot again?
Is it doing anything?
It stopped crying. And it's staring at you. And it kind of like tries to stand up as best it can.
Yeah, I shoot again.
Okay. Roll again.
2.
There we go. All right. Roll damage.
Freaking out a little
What?
bit.
Okay. A bullet goes into it. We'll say the bullet goes into like one of its eyes. And the other one's just glowing, and you see the baby just kind of like, grab the thing and just kind of like stand up, and it's still looking at you, and the other eye just kind of like glows even more red. And then at that point, roll me another SAN.
Nope, fail.
Okay. You take another SAN damage.
Reminder: now that you're taking the sand damage, this is where you can project onto a bond,
Mhm.
if you
Yeah.
so choose.
Yeah, so just one more SAN. And at this point, you're looking at it, and all of a sudden, it just looks like a normal, adorable, helpless baby standing there in the crib.
With a bullet hole in its eye.
Don't even see that.
Sorry, I'm not there. I'm
Yeah.
kind of trying to clarify.
So you've heard multiple shots, Peter.
I'm watching her like a
Okay.
hawk.
Yeah, she stops cackling, but she seems very confused, just kind of lost, sitting on the couch there.
We are going as fast as that car will go. Literally going 90. I'm going 90 miles an hour on this fucking urban, like just as fast as I can possibly fucking
Urban.
go.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
It's been seconds
three
right now,
shots?
so do what?
I know.
wait, you said 3 shots?
He's double tap, but that was like the flavor. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 shot.
But he's
Okay.
gotten, the baby's gotten hit once, but for only 1 damage.
Yeah, well, I don't know any of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's
now,
no
what
longer
the
laughing.
fuck?
What?
You hear me? What the fuck?
So she's no longer laughing, but she's still sitting there confused.
Mm-hmm.
If I take a couple steps toward her, does she react?
No.
I continue on until such a time as she reacts, and if I get to her,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to I'm gonna cuff her.
Okay. Yeah, you walk up and cuff her.
And
David, what are you doing? You're standing there, and you see what looks to be like a normal child at this point. You're aware that it wasn't or you thought it wasn't a second ago.
And I put a bullet in it.
You're just gonna keep going. Okay.
No,
Do it.
No, I put a bullet in whatever it was.
Yeah, yeah,
Now it looks like a normal child.
yeah. Without being hurt too.
I'm very confused. But also reluctant to shoot at a child.
Yeah.
Yay, father instincts.
I know, right?
Do your legs still work? You could walk.
They do.
Yeah, they work.
Peter, can you come here and check this out?
If I kind of tug on her hands now that she's cuffed, does she come with me?
Why did you cuff me? Why did you come? Why would you cuff
You started flailing. I was worried that you were sick. I just wanted you to be safe.
Well, uncuff me. I'm fine.
I'll have to get the keys. It's just right over there.
I'm gonna
Hold on a
report
moment.
this. I'm gonna report this. I can't believe. Why would you do something like this? You know he's dead. Why would you
No.
come in and cuff me?
Madam, you were flailing. You were a danger to yourself. That's all it is. Just hold on a moment. I will get you free.
I'm coming with you.
That's fine.
Okay, take me to the keys. Let's go, come on.
Give Chad a second to think this through in character.
And David has called you up too.
Yeah, I know.
I shake a little bit. Just like, what?
Ugh.
Um, I don't know if there is such a mechanism in DG. I don't recall.
Yeah.
Can I attempt to knock her out with like the butt of my pistol or something?
I don't see why not, right? I don't know of that either, but yeah, let's go for it.
Earlier sessions.
Do what?
We did that in earlier sessions.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that concerned about it. You've already got her like locked up and shit, so yeah, so just I guess roll like a melee against her, and we'll just say it's like non-lethal. And if it goes past half her health, I'll say she's unconscious.
Of course, I forgot that melee is my worst.
It's a base 40, is it not?
Nope, base of 30, and I don't have extra points in it.
But you can do it more than once. I mean, she's cuffed. But after the first time, she might fight back.
Right. Would I?
Puke on
So
you.
like I mean, I'm assuming that I've got some sort of like martial arts training as part of an agent. Could I just like put her in like a sleeper hold?
Yeah, that's definitely something you
just-
can do.
Just knock her out that way.
Yeah, it's a grapple, but I'm looking for it. We've never done this, so this gets into like combat shit.
Because I guess that would probably theoretically be a better way to do it anyways. I mean,
Yeah.
it would be less likely to hurt her.
Yeah, I'm looking. Action pin. We're gonna say it's a pin, even though that's not technically what it is. So I guess that's a melee unarmed. That's unarmed combat. Yeah, that's unarmed combat.
All right. Well, then unarmed combat roll it is. You've got to be shitting me. Fuck. 61 over 60.
Oh man. Oh, well. Yeah, I think I should have told you this before, but I think I should probably give you a bonus. So I was either going to give you I was going to give a bonus to her dodge, defense roll, but I'll just give it to your top of your roll. So you would succeed on that, and I'll just roll a dodge here for her.
Okay.
Yeah, she fails. But she's not happy as you just like hold her.
Oh, I'm sure. I am sure.
It's gonna take a couple minutes to really knock her out. So you're just probably like scream back up to David.
Oh, I assumed we had like throat mics or whatever, but yeah, I would just say, coming. I'm dealing with her.
Hurry.
Okay.
I'll sort of, dear God, I will cautiously back my way back towards the stairs as I'm holding her, just to be clear.
Oh, so you're gonna keep going and hold her,
Yeah.
and just keep going. Okay, so you get to the stairs. David's like, "Look, what the fuck? Where are you?"
Dealing with her. It'll be a moment.
You feel her kind of go limp after a couple minutes.
Does my combined instincts plus martial arts knowledge believe that she's actually passed out?
Yeah, for sure. She's definitely passed out.
And no supernatural fakery.
Yeah, there's definitely no fakery going on.
It's not really an insight roll, is there?
Yeah. I know. I
okay.
always want to do that one too.
Yeah.
Insight always comes to mind. But what it is human.
Yeah. Yeah, which I'm really good at.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll hold on for a further like 5 seconds, just to be sure.
You're like,
Out of sheer paranoia,
okay. You
and then I will
Maybe doing.
Push-
set her down.
push her on the ground, bust around the corner, and you see David holding his pistol. You see 2 bullet holes in the wall, and you see this red, glowing-eyed child with one hole busted out where his other eye used to be, blown out the back of his head, and just gore all over the back of the wall. Roll me a sand check.
Yep. Motherfuck. Oh, 68 under 80.
1 sand. That was good because I rolled a 6 for mine. If you failed it. So one sand damage. And
Like
you.
what Remy and I are listening to as we drive.
Oh yeah, that's right.
House.
Yeah, you heard some weird shit.
You guys are probably like 10 minutes away.
Oh God, still.
Yeah, I mean it's still
I'm
all.
going 90 miles an hour.
Okay, how fast were you
we were
going?
going
How
5
fast were you
minutes.
going out of there?
I would have been following the speed limits. So I thought like 35.
All right, you got 5 minutes then.
All right.
Uh,
Remy's white knuckling like, holy shit.
roll me a luck check, and then tell me in a second when you know what it is.
He or me?
Either one of them.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. So sand roll made.
Mhm. 1. Yep.
Is it my turn to fire, or what's our scenario?
Baby can't really do shit. Baby's in the thing. So if you want to fire, you can go ahead and fire. It looks like a nasty baby to you. David, what do you say?
You see normal child there?
Nope. Does he still see a normal child?
Yep.
No, I see a red fucked up spawn of Satan.
Oh.
And a bullet didn't kill it, apparently. Jesus fuck.
Fire. All right, firearms. With your pistol, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I had out.
Cool.
I wouldn't probably have not brought the
Yeah.
short long rifle in.
I missed again.
Hang on, give me a second to aim this sucker. Huh. Okay, you fire too. Cool. Missed. Yeah.
Tell me
I
about
think I
shooting a baby
passed.
that I have issues with.
You. Okay, go ahead.
I think I passed 2 under 71.
Okay. David needs to roll sand again because he fired at a baby.
Not a baby.
Right.
13.
All right. 1 sand damage. And you hit for how much?
1d10. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to get pulled up.
Cool.
4.
4 damage. Da-da-da-da. You just see the bullets just go through the body. The child just kind of convulses a little bit, and you see the red from the inside just kind of grow, and it explodes all over the room as you guys are covered in viscera.
Even
And
from the doorway?
yes, the whole room's covered in it, and you smell like more of that nasty fungal smell, just kind of emanating from where the child was as it popped like a sack. And spores, you can see just now like a cloud of spores inside the room.
Yeah, Nolan, we got some real serious shit.
Roll me a sand check. Both of you.
Nope.
Both of you roll it now that it's dead.
97 over 79. Man, I flipped it. Go figure.
I passed mine.
Oh, you guys got lucky. I rolled a 1 on a 1d8. You take 1, Philip. And you actually don't worry about it because you also gain 1 for killing it. So,
Oh,
yeah, it's a weird. It just turned out weird, but yeah.
oh no, this is very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I straight up, I'm telling at this point, I'm telling Nolan, all right, man, we're gonna have to get on cleanup detail. We're gonna have to figure out if there's a way to make Nicholas and I safe, and if there's a way to save her.
Already
Okay.
turned around and headed towards the backyard, looking for the water hose.
Okay. Yeah. Go to the water hose.
As
It's
soon
raining
as that
too.
happened, I'm holding my breath and going with him as quickly as possible.
Sure. Sure.
Close.
What do you say?
Getting that.
Cut out.
You're cutting out pretty bad, man.
Getting naked.
Cool. Strip naked. It's a
I
fenced
rolled
in.
a
It's a
12
fenced
on
in
that luck
backyard.
check.
You rolled a 12.
Okay.
Okay. All the lights were just perfect. You didn't run into any traffic. You guys are pulling up right now.
Okay.
We're in the backyard cleaning up.
As soon as we get there, I slam the car into park. Don't give a shit. Tell Remy to stay in the car. Throw the door open. Run out. Just sprint towards the backyard through the house.
Okay. You see David naked.
Hearing the car, I'm assuming I probably have had a chance for he and I to. And seeing him do that, I'm at least in my boxers,
Mhm.
and I'm spraying myself off. And as soon as I clear as much off my body as I can, if I've been able to hold my breath that long, I will take the tiniest little breath. What's this happening to the substance with the water?
Yeah. So you guys are in the back. It's raining too. Heavy rain. And David's back there. All three guys are back there. Yeah, you're starting to rinse it off. It's coming off of you. It was just like gore on you.
Theoretically.
Yeah. Remy, are you in the car right now still? Or did you stay or did you get out?
So
It's
Yeah.
Remy.
I don't hear anything.
Think they muted. I can't see them though.
Oh.
what?
We're here.
Oh,
No, I
Remy,
couldn't hear you talking.
Remy, what are
No,
you
I-
doing?
Yes. What?
Oh, you didn't hear. She said
Mm-mm.
he told her to stay in the
Oh.
car, so she stayed in the car.
Yeah, I stayed in the car.
Okay.
We got quiet because you said Remy ...
Remy, Oh, I guess it didn't come through. But yeah, so the guys are in the back. Remy's in the car. You guys are washing shit off. Remy, you see the window kind of like shake, and then a second later, you see the window burst open as the lady bursts through the window and starts to run down the driveway.
Start laying on the horn.
So I hear the window, I guess.
Yeah.
I hear the horn. I skid to a stop and just do a 180 and sprint back towards the car. I have my gun drawn, like flat out as fast as I fucking can.
Okay, and you can hear now like the wet, like bare feet onto like the wet cement, like running down the driveway and starting to run down the road.
Can I see? Can I get to the front and see where she's going? Do
Yeah.
I make it where she gets out of? I yell at her to stop, to just fucking stop.
Nothing. She's running, and you can hear her start to